Man, I fucking love this menu music. It's so good. Hello everyone, how are we doing today? I think this is gonna go on the playlist. I've been looking forward to playing this since I finished last stream, bro. I don't know, I really like this game. Got my water. We're all set. So, I rewatched a bit of what I did last time just to try and remember a bit the accents I was doing. So, hopefully this time things are a bit better. Yes, welcome in everyone. I'm on load, right? Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. Yep, let's just get right into it then. History class is as bland as it usually is. Procling continues prattling on about some sort of historical event. Most of my attention is on Olivia. She has her hoodie over her head and looks lost in thought. That altercation must have shaken her up more than I thought it would be. Oh yeah, it's true, last time we ended off with Mia, I think is her name, bullying the shit out of Olivia, and then we just kind of walked with her out of the situation to defuse it. Yep, that altercation must have shaken her up more than I thought it would be. Part of me wants to ask if she'll be okay, even though I'd already asked 3 times already. But the last thing I'd want to do is prod at her. Soon enough, class nears its end, and Olivia uses her accommodation to leave the class early. Besides, we can talk about it after school if she wants to anyways. The more I think about it, the more I realize that I had my first real confrontation with a bully out of school. I heard once that when you get into a fight for the first time, you throw up from the adrenaline. No fists were thrown, but I feel about the same right now. I wring my hands together to try steadying them. Jeez, I'm a wuss. I stood up to Mia with Olivia and I end up in this mess. The final class ends, and I'm set free for the day. Stepping out of St. Hammond's main entrance, I'm surprised to see my friends huddled together in a tightly knit group. I usually don't see any of them after school. I always assumed they left as soon as the bell rang. Hey guys, what's going... Inko! Damien looks exceptionally worried as he glances at me. Inko, you believe me, right? Pardon? Pardon? Olivia's nostrils flare with an exasperated snort. I didn't mean for any of that to happen. What's the matter, Damien? When Mia asked about that nickname stuff from so long ago, I just blurted it out. She didn't say she'd use it for something so unscrupulous. I'm ashamed it took me more than a moment to figure out what was happening. Guess Damien feels culpable for what Mia said, but why? You don't know what that word means. Who cares? Inko, really, I didn't mean for any of that to happen. Hey, I believe you, man. Your heart was in the right place. Olivia told us what happened with Mia, calling her some nickname. Damien leans back over an unresponsive Olivia, hands spread in supplication. She said you were there too. I was, yeah. Olivia, you loved that nickname way back when we were kids. Damien's words were dismissed with a roll of her smoky eyes. He really didn't mean it, Olivia. I know already! For a split second, she bore row upon row of sharp teeth before gnashing her maw in frustration. Olivia's nostrils flare out with a huff of hot breath again, and I could practically see everything from her day finally weigh on her. You were just being you again, Damien. Sometimes I wish you weren't, but whatever. There's a grittiness to her voice once more, but she continues on. She holds her canteen up to her lips, but drops it immediately. Empty again. The grit in her voice is back, but she presses on. And the nickname, just that, a nickname. I don't want to hear it again. Especially from her, especially if it's just to get under my skin. Olivia stares at Damien for a while before breaking contact to glance at Liz and I. Why not? What? Wait, did I say that? Why did I ask that? It just kind of came out. Liz notices Damien still organizing his thoughts. Seeing as neither of the others are going to answer coherently, she sighs. Whoops, my bad. Well, I wasn't around for this, but... When they were freshmen in middle school, Damien and Olivia would take the bus every weekend to an arcade in the city. I guess he came up with the nickname around then, and it stuck. That's half right, but I didn't come up with it. I'd brought a chunk of change for us to play stuff with each other. A match on just about anything there was a quarter, probably still is. But I don't think I won, even once. Once she stood to win something, it's like a switch went off in her head. I'd never seen Olivia get like that. Some of the teenagers were watching too, they saw everything. A couple challenged her once I ran out of cash, and sure enough, she ended up clearing house all afternoon. It was all she'd talk about at school all week until we could get back for more. Only took like a month for her to be recognized as some local champion. Sometime along the way, people started calling her Hot Wheels. Don't remember really who or when. But I do know it's proof she's got that fire in her. Wow, yeah, that's... I had fun back then. Guess I forgot I wasn't supposed to bring it up. Have things really changed that much? And you did, again. Damien hisses to himself. Sorry. Just can't help yourself. But you're right, that was the best time of my life. The name Hot Wheels belongs to 10-year-old me, not current me. Hey, that's a great story. To be recognized so well that you get a cool nickname? Sounds amazing, being a champion, being a winner. Why all the disdain for the title? I'm not. What? I'm not a winner anymore. Because you don't go to the arcade anymore? If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's only like a half hour away. Olivia looks at Liz like she just recommended everyone watch the newest Netsticks anime. Well, if this story is anything to go by, I'd like to see you be a winner again. Olivia's breath seems to hitch for a moment. And I'm sure these guys want to see it too. Damien's the one that dragged you to our lunch table all this time, right? Look at him, he's nearly keeled over because he's afraid of losing that part of you. And Liz? I think I'd like to see why you and Damien are really close friends. Yeah. And just as quick as I gained the bravado to speak up, my words left me immediately. I think I accidentally put Olivia on the spot there. Whoops. Well... The tail rolls along the ground a bit in contemplation. If you guys really care that much about it, I wouldn't mind it from you guys. All at once, Damien lights up. Yes! Alright, Hot Wheels is back! You guys now refers to Liz and Inko. Damien's shoulders drop for a moment, but he quickly recovers. Hey, if we're getting the name out again, we should go visit the arcade together sometime. I'd rather not. Okay then, how about a better name, like... Death Roll? Olivia swings her tail around to trip him, but he's fast enough to jump over it. Damien's words flood out as he contemplates new nicknames for Olivia to try and appease her, many of which are shot down by her or leave Liz and I chuckling. Gradually, our giggles died down and the four of us chatted a bit more about the day in general. Eventually, Damien and Liz headed their respective ways, with Olivia deciding to stick around. Most of the school is filtered out to their various homebound rides, or to their after-school activities, leaving Olivia and I alone. Oh baby, sweet time alone. Hey, I'll roll with you. Really? I mean, I don't mind, of course. It's nothing. The house is only a few blocks away anyway. Besides, I'm sure someone would beat you to take your lunch money if I didn't. There's plenty of time to make it to the next train, so the two of us take it easy. The sun finally managed to break through the autumn clouds, making the walk almost unseasonably warm. Man, I thought the last day of summer was weeks ago. Ha, it was. I don't mind it staying warm longer though. Feels pretty great to me. Olivia gives her chair an extra hard push, letting herself glide by unaided for long enough to stretch out her arms to bask in the sunlight. I might have figured you'd like the heat. Oh, what? Because I'm a dino? No, not like that. I'm just playing. Relax. You're pretty touchy on that stuff, aren't you? The two of us finally make it to the train platform, nestled as it is off the main street. I can see the train a few blocks away. Our walk timed up with its arrival perfectly. I just think it's important to be educated is all. Even if you're what? The only human at our school? Olivia flashes me a cheeky grin as my train pulls up. I've got to admit, but her mischievous nature is a little infectious. As the train doors open, I leave Olivia with one final jab, something I know she'd appreciate. Hey, whatever you say, Hot Wheels. I neatly dodge out of the way of her slashing claws, stepping smartly onto the train as the doors close. Inko, you son of a bitch! Get back here! As the door dings shut behind me, I can see an irate and still blushing Olivia waving her fist as the train begins to pull away. Still giggling, I manage to squeeze myself into a seat next to a yellow-scaled woman smelling faintly of hot dogs. Is Rice in chat? It's your woman again. You know, I may pay for that comment later. But the look on her face was totally worth it. Time passing. As the school year progresses, the days start to feel like they're moving along much faster. Oh, more time skipping. A part of it may be the change of the season, however slight that change may be. There you go, hello Rice. While the calendar says it's officially fall, the only thing I've really noticed was the increasing number of clouds in the sky. Better safe than sorry though, which is why I bought my fancy compact carbon fiber umbrella. Damn, that's fancy. Still, things have started to be routine for me in the mornings. Wake up, throw on my clothes, consider eating breakfast before realizing I'd wreck my stomach, walk to the station with a Featherlight umbrella in hand. Hey, it's our boy, Ferris. And wouldn't you know it, I end up having another chat with Mr. Ferris on the ride to school. Hello, Mr. Nito. How are you this morning? I'm doing fine, sir. Thank you. And how are you? I'm doing well. So my niece told me over the weekend that you and Olivia were in a predicament of some sort. Yeah, Olivia was being picked on by someone, but it's not a problem anymore. I see. Well, that's unfortunate to hear, and strange considering the substantial funding the school gets for anti-student harassment programs. What good is all that tax money if classmates are still ragging on each other? If it means anything, Olivia knows how to handle herself. I was there to support her. That's fine, but the issue is this sort of thing shouldn't happen to begin with. That aside, Liz has gotten somewhat enthusiastic recently regarding Olivia. She's surprised at how animated she's gotten. Ever since that get-together at Randall's place, I think. I'd wager you'd have something to do with it, no? Maybe a little. Yeah, it was certainly rocky in the beginning, but we've been warming up to each other. It's nice seeing a different side of her, even if it's brief. I don't know, can I take credit for that? We all have unique chances to make a change, Jinko. If you're good at grasping them, that in itself is something to be proud of. How do you know it's really a chance to do anything? He lets out a deep sigh, a deep reverberating chuckle. Well, to flip our usual script and let you in on an old phrase, a friend of mine once told me, if you see a fork in the road, take it. Yeah? Thanks, Mr. Ferris. Like my mornings, the school days have become a routine as well. Slave through PE with Damien, see Olivia's new doodles and sketches in art class, watch Liz lose her mind tutoring Damien at lunch, she'll talk with shop with Ben. And now I have to avoid Mia like the plague, because she's surely out to kill me. All said, I think St. Hammond's been my best school experience out of... Man, I've lost count of how often I've moved. Must be the fresh head trauma. As for today... Oh, there's Mia. Damn, with the Vidal pigtails, huh? Been raiding pretty often recently, so Coach Solly made us play more dodgeball in the gym. Look at that sweat stains. Woo! Been working out a sweat out here. Mia was definitely gunning for me with the way she launched them at me with the speed of a catapult. I rest in the Otacons class, popping my spine against the curve of my chair. Apparently, today's a short day because of some assembly, so the period will end much earlier than usual. Sniff. The boy smell. It also means we got most of the period to slack off, do homework. Do homework. I glance at the desk next to me in the hopes of catching Olivia's latest artistic masterpiece, when I notice she's not drawing, and instead only fidgeting. Hey Olivia, you seem a bit nervous. Everything alright? Oh, yeah, sorry, it's just that I've been hearing rumors that the school's shared drive might have been corrupted. Wait, really? Yeah, really. How would something like that happen? Not sure, but I'm scared that it might have messed with the art contest submissions. I think you should check out your entry on the website, just to make sure it's okay. Technology, don't fail me now! With urgency, I take out my phone and type in the school's website. Fast fingers lead me to the art contest tab. Can this loading bar go any slower? Finally, the page loads in, and... Oh. Looks like the submissions have been closed. What? I hold the phone up for Olivia to show her the page. The submissions have been closed since voting started last week. Oh. Sheesh, I thought Mr. Yadakon had spooked me. Olivia's all seized up. Well, that's quite reassuring. With the submission closed, there's no chance of any hacker messing with them. Olivia doesn't seem convinced, still drumming her fingers on the desk. Hopefully she'll feel loads better when the preliminary winners are revealed. Speaking of which, when are we... As the bell sounds, the class begins to pack their things, and Yadakon corrals everybody into a single file line. Alright everybody, we have an assignment row, so stick together. Before I join the rest of the line, I look back at Olivia, who seems to be stalling. Come on, I'll walk with you. That seems to stir something in her, as she glances up to me while hastily shoving a notebook into her bag. Yeah, I'm coming. As we head out the door, I notice Olivia shuffling her hoodie a lot. What's up, girl? What's the problem, lady? It's not a long walk to the auditorium, and despite the Otacon's best attempts, most of his class splinters off to sit with their friends. Having expected this, he shrugs and makes his way over to the back of the auditorium, where the other teachers are. Olivia and I are left to the struggling crowd trying to filter into the cramped theater of the school. It's gonna be difficult finding some seats. It's fine, I have a spot. Olivia wheels herself down the pathway, to which I follow suit. She heads down the aisle until we're at the first row seats. There's a vacant spot where a typical seat would be, with a faded handicap sign. Olivia parks her chair into the empty spot, to which I take the seat next to her. Best seats in the house, right? Can't complain. As the hall fills with more students, my anticipation rises. Oh man, I can hardly wait for the announcements. So last time there was an auditorium presentation in Snoot Game, things went to shit, at least for a protagonist, so I'm kind of a bit fearful of what might happen here. So, do you think I have a chance? Huh? Oh, maybe. Photography isn't super popular, but... Olivia folds her hands on her lap, staring straight ahead as her voice trails off. I knew that, but I'm still hopeful. Time for poorly edited images of Inko with anime waifus, exactly! Hey guys! Ugh! Liz jump scare. I have to remind myself that this is normal. Hey, Liz. I can't believe it's finally here. Gosh, I'm so excited. Me too. By the way, where's Damien? There he is. Hey, guys! I'm over here! Damien is in the far back of the auditorium, yelling and waving his hands in the air to catch our attention. He's going to get in trouble for that. Frills, sit down! Solly, where are you, Solly? Damien immediately stops and takes a seat. With tempered expectations, we both sit in silence for just a few minutes before Principal Scalar walks on stage and taps on a standing microphone. It's been a while since we've seen Principal Scalar. Okay, everyone, got a whole bunch of important announcements to make, so I'll make them quick so you can all have an early lunch. As soon as the idea of going for an early lunch is brought up by Principal Scalar, the entire room goes silent and is vigil. I guess when it comes to an early lunch, it's serious business. Over the next 15 minutes, Principal Scalar goes over important events coming up in the school year. Most I would consider standard things, like pep rallies for the sports teams, or bake sales to fundraise for upcoming field trips, and even something about new clubs being formed, such as the Japanese Animation Appreciation Society, or I guess just appreciation. I don't know if that P is supposed to be capitalized or not. Alright, guys. The Weeb Club, but written in a fancy way. Not the best acronym, if I had to say. Wait, how do I go up? Page up, I think. JAAPS. JAPS? Yeah, JAPS. Not the best acronym, if I had to say. Otherwise, it's all mostly boring housekeeping stuff when one got right down to it. I almost wonder why such announcements warranted an assembly when the mood suddenly shifts with Scalar's next big announcement. Now that we got the main stuff out of the way, I've saved the best announcement for last. Tin Hammond is proud to announce the 5 semi-finalists for the annual Fresh Start Art Contest. Cheers and applause roars, loud enough to make my ears ring. At least it's not Jav? Yeah, I don't think you can do Jav in a school setting. Oh, you mean for like the acronym? The Japanese anime video. Nah, it doesn't work. Oops, back in we go. Yet, I'd be lying if I said I also wasn't excited for the reveal of just who had made it to the semifinals. Japanese anime veneration. Ah, that could work. Or venerators, yeah. I love anime! I love anime! Guys, have you watched the latest season of Jujutsu Kaisen? Speaking of anime, though, Konosuba and Mushoku Tensei are getting new seasons this April. Looking forward to those. Maybe I was giving myself a bit too much credit, but I really wanted to be among those semi-finalists. I love Mijutsu! I can almost taste victory. In fact, I turned to face Olivia and prepared to cheer alongside her. But I'm stopped in my tracks when I noticed that unlike the rest of her peers, Olivia seemed to be uneasy about the prospect. Almost scared, even. Before I can ask Olivia why her sudden change in mood, Scalar continues with her next words, cutting my train of thought off. And here we have the 5 semi-finalists. The pieces of the 5 skillful students who had beaten all other competitors came up, followed by the names of the victors right above them. Alas, I see no photography submission in sight. At least I gave it a shot, right? Oh man, I didn't make it in. Liz's neck droops down like a melancholy noodle. I can't help but feel pity for the bummed out Brachiosaurus. Bzzz, bzzz. Checking my phone, I see. Tell Liz to come back here, bro. Thank you, D-Man, I'll send her your way. I'm sure Damien's got that handled. Fucking all the way across the room, yeah. Despite my sullied mood, I look back to the semi-final winners and can't help but be amazed by them. Each artwork is impressive in their own right, their colors blending wonderfully and the figures beautifully designed. It's easy to see why these are voted as the winners. The last one especially catches my eye. The scenic landscape with its setting sun looks stunning. It's not for the slight stylization of the skyline and if not for the slight stylization of the skyline and fantastical color palette, it could probably pass off as a real photograph with some filters pasted over it. I'm no art critic yet, but if I were, I'd label it as a masterpiece and easily the best out of all of them. Let's give our winners a big round of applause. The auditorium fills with the usual kind of clapping one would expect in an event like this. Polite with an underlying tone of disinterest, but one person felt compelled to constantly make it a piercingly high whistle. There's always one dude doing that. We will be displaying the winners' art pieces in room 237. You're welcome to view them during lunch and after school today. I like the cat on her mug, actually. Oh, neato. Principal Scalar continues the rest of the assembly, announcing other events for the school and other minor reminders. Behind me, I see the teachers start psyching themselves up for the Herculean task of getting some 200 hungry dinosaur teenagers out of the room and towards lunch without anyone getting killed, especially humans. Principal Scalar finishes and waves back to them to signal it's time. Alright, we're going to start adjourning to lunch. Y'all know how this goes, so no just going for the exit. Being in the first row, we're the first to get up. Let's go! Get to eat lunch without the huge fucking lineup. I follow behind Olivia until we make it to the hall. Hey, Olivia. She stops and turns back. She stops and turns a bit. Geez, is she still anxious about the sight thing earlier? She looks a little pale. I wanted to check out the winning paintings a bit more. Want to come along? She considers for a moment. No, go on without me. I need to use the restroom. Alright, I'll see you at the lunch table then. Olivia nods and starts off down the hall, following the flow students towards the lunchroom. Let's see, the principal said it was room 237. Up we go. Ooh, big crowd. First thing I noticed walking up into the classroom is the amount of people checking out the gallery. While I didn't expect it to be filled to the brim with eager students, there's a decent amount of people here, about a baker's dozen or so. Maybe one more will come when they finish up their lunches. Well, I'm here now. Let's take a look at the lucky winners. The pieces are all set on easels in the back of the classroom. Some desks and chairs are moved closer to the front to give each one its own space. One by one, I take a moment to give each canvas a thorough review. The auditorium screen really didn't give the art justice, because now I can really take in the detail of each one by being up close. The color palettes, the brushwork, the subtle nuances. Yeah, I can definitely see all of them having a good shot at getting first prize. But now it's time to see the one I've been eager to get a look at since it was first shown. Woo! From what I recall from Mr. Yadakon's lesson, it's made with acrylics, explaining why the colors of it seem more vibrant. Yeah, the colors definitely are fantastical. It stands out in defiance to other paintings in the contest, most of which were either violently absurdist or meaningless or muted still lifes of ordinary objects. It's a meadow of mystifying colors, the organic lines drawing the viewer deeper into the pieces, and I feel as though this would be a place I'd wake up to within a fantastical dream. Yeah, I can see that. I like the shades of like blue that are being used and that melt into the like turquoise in the background as it eventually becomes green. There's no rigid structure or forced metaphors here, just a fantastical merger of creative expressionism and real-world beauty. I feel my fingers itching for the familiar weight of my DSLR. This is a piece that I want to immortalize in my portfolio. It's hands down the winner of the contest in my eyes. I simply must find out who made this. Looks like this breathtaking show of artistic talent was created by semi-finalist winner... Huh? Wait. What? That's a problem. Ah, Inko, I'm glad you swung by. Looks like you're admiring the art contest entries. I told you that St. Hammond's artistic programs were unparalleled. That's not mine. What's not yours? I try to say more, but the words won't leave my mouth. Ben's eyes follow mine to the bottom of the painting in front of me, and I watch as he makes the same realization as I do. Inko, you didn't... Did you paint this? I had no idea your style was so developed, so humbled. If I had known. That's not my entry. It's not? No, mine was a photograph. But what's your name doing on this one? It must be some kind of mistake. A million scenarios come to mind. They must have gotten the wrong name somehow. If they did, I think the real artist would have come forward by now. Then the submission website must be hacked or broken. But our school checks us for stuff like that. If it was, we would have known by now. Then... Inko, you're sure you didn't submit somebody else's piece by accident? Of course I didn't know. Why would I do something like that? Blame Hot Wheels? Yeah, it could be. I mean, I could see that being the case. She's, like, putting the painting under my name so that... Because she says that she doesn't want, like, her skill to be associated with her disability, right? So maybe... she's fucking us over to try and prove herself instead. You're the only one who could log into that account, Inko. Suddenly, everything stops. Yeah, an incognito artist name. Good joke. My account. It's somebody... Look, relax, alright? We can get this sorted out, just don't panic. Ben lowers his voice. But Inko, just to be clear... What? You didn't just get a bit of extra help, right? Ben looks at me through the edge of his glasses, eye to eye. There's some real stakes in this contest. Cheating is taken seriously. Especially fraud. The word echoes around inside me. Fraud. It makes my bones chill. There's ingenuine, faker, liar. They're all bad in different ways, but... fraud is just dripping with frigid condemnation. No, I swear, I submitted a photograph. Ben relaxes his shoulders. Alright, just making sure. Sorry to alarm you. It's perturbing how he can go from deadly serious to jovial like a flipped switch. You going to be alright? Sorry, I need some air. Hey, feel free. I'll let Scalar know, okay? Yeah, thanks, Ben. No problem. Take it easy. Peace! Ben offers me an earnest smile, waving at me as he steps out of the room and down the hall. After some time, I follow him, shambling down the hall as I try to make sense of what just happened. I thought everybody actually liked my photography, but they all thought I was some kind of expert painter instead. I don't even know how to express it. I feel empty. I thought maybe my hard work was finally paying off, but... I submitted the right entry, so what happened? Did somebody change it? And if so, how? It's such a good piece too. What even is there to be gained by putting my name on it? I wander aimlessly through the halls. The thought of missing lunch passes through my mind, but there's a different sort of emptiness pervading my stomach. Why is this rattling me like this? Like it is? Man, it's not like I'm in trouble or anything. Ben's helping me sort this out. I'm at a loss for what to even think about right now. Oh crap. Olivia mentioned something about server issues before. I couldn't see my submission, but... was it just that? Maybe Olivia was right to be worried. Well, duh. Why else would she be so nervous? There's a very good reason why she could be nervous. My aimless walk-in leads me outside the principal's office in the gala. There's that one cityscape painting from the start of the school year. The very first painting I ever saw here, and still one of the best. A vibrant cityscape that morphs the rigid structure of urban planning into a soft and inviting utopia, as if viewed from the eyes of a child. The sky above the city is a beautiful shade of crimson, with radiant clouds clustered along its length. If the art contest submission was the best painting I've ever seen, then this one comes close. I can only imagine the accolades she must have gotten for painting this back then. You know, for a while I got to have that experience. I got to step in the shoes of an artist much better than myself. Maybe that was the intent? All the praise, approval, everything I've been wanting. Just for a while, it was given by an anonymous stranger. Whoever that may be. Actually, this gives me a bit of an idea. If I'm clever and Olivia's up for it, this could be a cool way to get her to show off her paintings more. Everyone would like that. Maybe that's what she needs. I could act as, like, a personal publisher for her so she doesn't have to deal with people. Ha! Wait a second. I peel down the empty hallway. I need to find Olivia. She couldn't possibly. But why me? Why would she Thinking about it only increases my worries in desperation to find who I hope to Raptor Jesus isn't the culprit. I haphazardly check all the places where Olivia could be, but can't find her anywhere. My hunt for the baryonyx leads me to the second floor of the atrium. It feels like there's a lead brick in the pit of my a lead brick in the pit of my stomach as I internalize my current situation. The soft pattering of rain hitting the window grabs my attention to see a gloom-covered Vol caldera outside. My eyes wander along the school's pathway, covered in mud thanks to the earlier rainfall. Wait a minute. Those look like tracks in the mud. Olivia, I'm coming for you! I burst through the main entrance doors, and I'm met with the feeling of droplets hitting my head. Outside, a dark overcast has rolled in. The forecast called for on and off rain during the day, but pretty gnarly clouds. Makes it look almost dusk around. Crap, what am I wasting time for? I follow the trail with urgency, fearing that the rain will wash it away. Looks like it goes down the whole pathway. I ignore my clothes becoming progressively damp as the water collecting on my shades. Eventually, I roll around a curve that leads to the bridge and see a distressing item at its end. What? What? A wheelchair. Olivia's wheelchair. Empty of the occupant, toppled on its side. A new fear grips at me, born from the mental imagery provided by that sight. Those cruel thoughts push me up, the steps faster than humanly possible, even as my rational mind tries to reassure me. Running across the deck, my breath is caught in my throat when I reach the middle. What are you doing? She's on the ground, head slumped down. There's damaged and soaked school supplies scattered all over the walkway. Was it Mia? Oh god, is she okay? My foot shifts, trying to force me closer. Slowly, her head lifts up to the sound of my shoes squelching on the floor. Inko? Her tear-stained eyes stare at me with a dead expression, and her voice sounds weak. Olivia. I feel like I can finally breathe again. Slowly, Olivia pushes herself up, and I notice she's lying atop a pile of paper shreddings. The feeling of relief slowly fades away, and I remember just why I was looking for her. We stay silent, only staring at each other as the rain continues to bear down on us. She simply sits there, letting herself grow more and more soaked from the rain. Do you want to talk? No, not out in the open. I grab my compact umbrella from my backpack and unfurl it. Oh, okay, so what you missed was, he started piecing together that maybe Olivia was the one who submitted something, and that we chased, we saw tracks outside, so we followed. And, the wheelchair was knocked over and she was face down on the ground with, like, her supplies all over the place. It doesn't do much to dry Olivia off, but at least she's not getting more soaked. The umbrella is placed between us, and the elements against the ledge, forming a personal canopy above us. Here, now we're alone. There's space next to Olivia to take a seat. It's odd. We've sat together before, but sitting on the ground in the rain? And the room is just a little claustrophobic. It is cute, yes. There's bits of paper melted onto the pavement, soaked by rain. Though torn apart and waterlogged, I can sort of make out a tree, a rough sketch of one anyways. Like the one that stood prominently in my false submission. So you did do it. Inko, please, I can explain. I didn't have a choice. What? I know what I did was wrong, but I didn't have any other way. It wasn't a choice to not trick me? She avoids looking at me, focusing on the scraps of paper scattered about the floor like confetti. It wasn't to trick you, I just... I get it. You're mad at me. I'm not mad. I'm just confused. I thought we were good friends. I wasn't expecting it. Expecting you. She pauses to give her throat some respite. Her usual water bottle isn't anywhere nearby. A shaky breath escapes her mouth. When you came around, I thought you were no different than the others. That you were some self-centered, pretentious midwit who only cares about his image. That's when I got the idea of using you to swap out your art with mine. He didn't seem like the kind of person who cared about how he gets the attention from others, just that he gets it. Her description of my character feels really reductive, but the ache in my chest tells me it hits a little too close to home. But that's not what I think of you now. Huh? Yadakon's the one person I can trust. So when he went to bat for you, saying we'd make good friends, I was worried. What's so special about this guy? I honestly got scared he'd be wrong. Then you'd be just like everyone else, and I'd be setting myself up for failure. But worse than that, Inko, I was afraid he would be right, and I'd have to face what I'd done to myself. And now I've gone and done something like this. Switching my contest entry? She nods, swallowing hard. I wasn't thinking. Suddenly everything was out of balance. Everything I'd created, all my work, my own little world was suddenly changing and I had no control of it. I just had to do something. I didn't know I was doing that. I'm sorry. She stops to process my words and continues. I knew I'd get caught. It's stupid. I was hoping for it even. Someone to figure out that it was swapped so it'd be changed and everyone would be none the wiser. She turns to face me with silver eyes welded with tears. I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. I just don't want to go back to being the person I used to be. The person who didn't care about hurting you. Her head tilts downward with a violent hitch of breath. Ivory claws extend and grip at her knees in a painful display, and yet Olivia chokes back any sound she'd make. Her body shudders with every heavy breath from her, and I realize that every last defensive barrier she had was completely gone. Olivia's laid herself bare, leaving only the crying girl desperately trying to silence her pitiful tears. Ooh. These are two really good options. But why do all of this? Or I can't hate you. I do feel like I deserve an explanation, though. I'm gonna hate myself for thinking this, but she still hasn't really told me why she did it. Either prove Yadakon right or put her on the spot. I don't know about that. I think either way I'm putting her on the spot. But I feel like it's only fair for myself to get an explanation. I don't want to push the issue too hard, but if not, when? I just want to know, why go through all the trouble? What were you trying to accomplish? I immediately regret my words as the pain grimace on her face drives home the mistake she's made. Even if I'm in the right to ask, I feel like the villain for pressing her, but out of respect for Olivia's feelings, I stand steady, because to back down would be to denigrate her like all those people in her past had done. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I can't hate you does imply that we haven't ruined our relationship. But at the same time, saying that I can't hate you without ever getting an explanation kind of puts me in an awkward spot, right? Because, like, I'm basically saying that she can get away with shit, and I don't think that in a relationship you should allow people to get away with shit if they're doing something wrong, even if you do love them. You can, like, care for someone while still, like, being sad that they hurt you in a way. I wanted to see what people thought of my art without knowing that I was the one who made it. Why would you want that? Isn't it obvious? It's always the same thing. Her voice takes a deeper pitch. Oh wow, you're so talented in spite of your condition. This time it's a higher, shriller tone. Amazing! It's like you aren't disabled at all! Her voice returns, this time weighed down with contempt. For all their kind words, it's always came back to those empty platitudes. I never felt like they cared about me or my interests. It was always just blind praise because I'm doomed to never measure up to the same level of expectations. The worst of it came when I found out I couldn't even fail on my own. The sound of her talons tearing more paper on the floor enhances her heated words. Even when I intentionally do something wrong, someone's always there to pick up after me or to assure me it's good in certain lights. She rips more of the page with every sentence. These are just old sketches from through the year. Nobody else has to live with that paranoia. That every positive word spoken and action taken to help you out is just someone acting out of obligation or insecurity. It's got so bad at one point I was almost being forced to accept these freaking accommodations. I just ended up... She drops what little remains of the pages unceremoniously. Cutting everyone out. I'm never gonna come out on top, and I'm never gonna be allowed to fail. Nobody's allowed to feel anything but pity for me when they meet me and guilt when they ever even consider not just giving me a free pass. Nobody has any agency, and that's just how things are. The bell rings from a distance, signaling the end of lunch. Within my mind, I can vividly imagine the sound of my classmates grumbling complaints as they shuffle to class. Instead, I choose to listen to the rain, how the soft pitter-patter of droplets land atop my umbrella before slipping gently to the ground around us. Internalizing that sound alongside the dimmer ambience and overall wetness has turned the tiny park I'm accustomed to into a near-alien locale. Yeah, like, she can't fail. That's true, that would also put her on the spot, like, as in, like, we'd be pitying her. I wonder to myself if this is why Olivia came out here. In a small way, all of her work seems to revolve around an average places, but altered with unnatural and beautiful overlayings. So the thing Snoot Game did really good too. It's like, yeah, you're trying to like, if we're talking about like a dating sim, because this is kind of what this is, right? You're like trying to, your goal usually is to like try and please the people that you want to date, right? Or whatever. So like in Snoot Game, you'd be going for Fang. Or in this, you're going for Olivia, but in Snoot Game, and also I think in this game this is also true because of the same devs. They also make sure to let your protagonist also need to develop. They also need to grow, and I think that's like super cool, because you know it takes two people to grow together to make an actual relationship. Creating from the familiar and yet adding in the fantastical. I look over to Olivia, who also seems to be lost in thought. Yeah, exactly. Like, there are things that you have to do to make yourself a better person, too. Then again, in Snoot Game, you started off as a complete asshole. Incognito Incognito was much more sympathetic at the start of his story than, what was his name? I think it was just Anon? I think it's just Anon who was his name. Like, that guy started off a complete asshole. I'll look over to Olivia, who also seems to be lost in thought. That does sound pretty tough. You gonna be alright? No, honestly, that's only the start of it, but I don't want to. No, you wanted to know, right? I want to tell someone. Anyone. Right now it's just the Otacon. I'm sure he's sick of it. Alright. Yeah. This crap even affects my family. You say that like you don't think they are. They aren't, though. I can't change that. She sighs. You're right. I should be a bit more grateful to them, but at the same time it's... like, I know all too fucking well I could just hang out at the Pains for as long as I needed to after graduation. They're just too nice to not, and the arrangement with my actual father could probably last indefinitely. I could just detach from society and leech off of everyone around me forever, and it'll still just be pity and guilt. But you saw them at the pool party. They love you. I know, and I hate it, and I want to love them back, but I just can't. Not now. I've already wasted so much. Who am I to suddenly turn around in my last year? I want to just get out of their hair, not waste their time anymore, otherwise... I'll be the one hurting them, wasting all their patience and kindness for years like I already have, and I'd never be in the wrong. Who the fuck wants a free ride through life like that? And that's all I have waiting for me, realistically. Damn it, why am I telling you all this? Yeah, reject need lifestyle. You can always turn your life around. Olivia clutches her throat. Her voice has gotten strained and weak. It hurts to speak at all, but she's just been letting it all out. Hell, what am I doing just watching? I'm such an idiot. I rummage through the inside of my backpack again until... Aha! Here it is. Pulling out a water bottle, I offer it to her. She eyes it on the ground indifferently, then goes to drink it. Oh, whoa, sorry about that. Oh no, I fucking ruined the scene. The whole bottle is finished in one go, and she drops it in the growing pile of trash. Thanks. I give a silent nod. She looks off into the distance again, picking up her train of thought. That's why I had to do it. I had to know if I really was good at something for once. Really, genuinely good. No false praise, no parasocial relations where I'm verbally filleted. Verbally filleted. Ooh, that's a fancy word. So everyone else could feel better for it. I had to know my art was real. That I could be something, for real. That I have a real way out. Yadakon assures me all the time it's good enough. Fuck, why didn't I listen to him? He probably knows everything by now anyways, he usually does. Honestly, taking all of this in at once is challenging to digest, to say the least. You said you expected to get caught? Yeah, I said I wanted to be. I wasn't even sure that people would see it if you caught it fast enough and switched it back, thinking it was a bug. And you started getting all this praise out of nowhere. Yeah, I did. Seems a bit sad in retrospect. Yeah, around then it really settled in just how badly I messed up. I tried to get you to notice it by showing me the submission yourself. Then you'd just go to the office or get it changed. Nobody would get hurt, end the story. But of course you still had your own saved. You're always just so prepared for anything. She gestured to the crushed water bottle. The weeks go by, you get more praise, I get more nervous. Then today, and Olivia's hands finally fell into her lap, limp and spent. Here we are. It's my turn to say something, I guess. I just don't know how to process all this. It's not like my friendships come with instructions. My own thoughts are muddled, pushing me to find some way to comfort the girl before me. And yet to comfort her would be to demean her like people have done in the past. It's so confusing, and frustration and pity mix haphazardly in my stomach. It's nauseating. Pity for the girl before me that has wronged me, but not out of real malice. Frustration at myself because Olivia was right, having unveiled an uglier side of me I wasn't aware of. Oh shit. Press no further on Olivia or let her fail. Ah, oh, fuck. Ah, oh, shit. Oh, this is hard. Fuck. I don't know what it entails. This might be a point where I save. So I feel like these definitions are kind of vague enough that I'm not sure if what I'm thinking is actually what I'm saying. But actually, let me go back up a bit. I just want to reread this section. My own thoughts are muddled, push me to find some way to comfort the girl before me. Comfort her would be to demean her like people have done in the past. Frustration and pity mix haphazardly in my stomach. Pity for the girl before me that has wronged me, but not out of real malice. Yeah, she wronged me not out of malice. Frustration at myself because Olivia was right, having unveiled an uglier side. Let her fail, or press no further. I think she's explained herself enough. I don't think I need to press further. Yeah, here we are. Olivia stares at me with puffy eyes, as if expecting me to scold her like she's a misbehaving child. Instead, I hesitantly place a hand on her shoulder as some sign of support. Thank you for telling me all this. Olivia uses the cowl of her hoodie to wipe her eyes. I'm actually a little surprised to see smudges of mascara come off. Didn't think she would wear makeup. It looks so natural on her. As I watch Olivia try to recompose herself, I can't help but be happy that she let her walls down so much for me to see. Hear it from me, Olivia. I don't think you will have to hide yourself behind curtains to know if people genuinely enjoy your work. Every morning, everyone who walks into school gets to see the beautiful mural you made. Most of them probably don't know that you were the one that made it, but it'll always stick with them, like it did with me. Even with her head down, I could see a smile beginning to form. So, for what it's worth, I forgive you. Olivia nods, eyes still somewhat teary from her little episode. No, thank you, Inko. I feel my face warm up. It's nothing. It's not nothing, though. The warmth grows more intense as silvery eyes, still wet with spent tears, look into mine. It's not unpleasant, but I'm scared of the temperature possibly making me sick. She's also looking dead tired. All this has taken a lot out of her. I know, I didn't mean it like that, it's just... I'm glad to be friends with someone as talented as you, Olivia. She recoils a bit from the compliment. Alright, I think I made the right choice here then. They must be the first in a long while to be getting through. Tell you what, I'll forgive you if you teach me. You already said that. Olivia looks down in contemplation. But alright. I'll teach you how to paint. But you should know I'm a lousy teacher. You've seen my work in class. I'm a lousy student. I got a feeling it'll work out. Yeah, sometimes it is hard to tell if it's a good choice. And even then, like, sometimes what's right in the moment in these in the game is not actually what's right overall. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna play through all the endings. I don't know if I'm gonna stream through all the endings. But I definitely want to see all the endings for myself. I got a feeling it'll work out. Hey, don't make it weird. Yes, Professor Halford. Stop making it weird. I chuckle as I'm playfully shoved by her. So... After that, after everything was said and done, things became quiet. Beneath the solace of my umbrella, we relaxed together. At least until Olivia begins shifting uncomfortably. I sit and watch as she takes her cows and shifts them to her side with one hand. Her tail comes around and presses it into the paper-filled floor before her, keeping her upright as she starts to lean forward. Finally, with the strength of her tail and one arm, Olivia lifts her hips from the floor and swings her shins fully beneath her. She smiles as she kneels over me. Take the example of the show at Moe's and Snoot game and how messing around with the cables looks fine because Fang is still happy. But your relationship with Triceratops Girl is bad, so you never get the prom scene afterwards where you make up. True. Yeah, that's very true. That's, you're 100% correct. It's true. I do also have to consider Damien and Liz. I guess they'd be the other two people I should worry about. I don't know. I feel like the supporting cast has a bit... I mean, they're still important, but we haven't confronted them about anything yet. We haven't really had to, like, deal with their problems or spill our guts out around them. You just gonna sit there? Crap. Guess I was gawking stupidly. But it was just so fascinating seeing the girl maneuver herself in these odd yet well-practiced ways. I'm kinda jealous, actually. I wish I had a tail to do some of the things she could. I press my hands down on the floor and push myself up. I don't know why I had thought to stand, but instead I shifted myself to a kneeling position too. We're face to face now. Yo! Hug the Gator! We've done it! We've hugged the Gator! For a split second, I feared the worst as Olivia drew me into a hug. Gator has been hugged! We've done it! I don't know what she would do, but this... I like this. For how strong her arms are, how they're wrapped around my chest feels exceptionally tender. My own arms have enveloped her, returning the embrace in a similarly soft way. And as her arms loosen, I draw back, though I don't want to take my hands off her. That was nice. Don't make it weird. Sorry about that. Through the sound of the rainfall hitting the umbrella, my eyes suddenly pick up the noise of what sounds like squeaking? I look down and see that there's some shuffling in Olivia's pocket. What? A little beast emerges from its hiding spot with a squeaky yawn, to which Olivia offers her hand for it to use as a platform. Is that a fucking rat? Yo, is that a rat? Hey little guy, I nearly forgot about you. Had a nice nap? That's a rat. Yo, that's a rat! I'll stop. Alright, you two haven't met each other. Inko, this is Guts. Guts? No way. I can't believe you named your rat Guts. Guts. Run, Giselle. Uh-oh, woman liking Berserk, it's over. Guts, meet Inko. Oh, hi Guts. I love rats, by the way. I think they're really cute. I awkwardly wave at the apprehensive-looking rodent. Hey, you know, that's my ancestor you're petting right there. Olivia lifts Guts to her shoulder gracefully, like her hand is an elevator for him. You brought him to school? Well, yeah, I just really needed him today since, you know, all the crap that's happened. She gives Guts a few scratches under her chin. Aww. I bring him sometimes when things get rough. And nobody noticed. You haven't. Touché. Yatacon did once. He just told me not to let him run around the school, otherwise it would be considered a health hazard or something. The tardy bell rings out in the distance. We're late for our next classes. I'm sure Yatacon will understand. We should probably get back to class. Here, hold this. I give Olivia the umbrella so she and the rat can stay dry while I go fetch the wheelchair. Gator Hugger, you did the thing! I got an achievement on Steam, nice. By now it's settled some into the mud. This wheelchair has definitely seen better days. After dusting off the dirt and pooling water the best I can, I make my way back. Thanks. She offers the umbrella back, but I make sure to hold it above her. I keep the wheelchair steady with one hand as Olivia climbs into the seat using her tail to help herself up. Oh, also the theme right now is the theme that's playing right now is similar to the menu theme. There's a similar light motif going on. Inko doesn't have hair that might go exactly. That's an advantage of being bald. You don't get your hair wet. We stand in the rain in silence for a moment, only sharing content glances. So, what do we do about the contest now? That's a good question. Ben was there when I saw my name on the painting. He already went to tell someone. So, like you said, no harm, no foul. What about your home submission? I ruined it. I scratched the back of my head. It wouldn't have won anyways. It's just a picture. Oh. I thought it was pretty okay. Hearing those words from Olivia sends a strange flash of heat to my face. It's not unpleasant, but again, those honest words from her really do cut through me for some reason. Thanks. A loud squeak draws my eyes to Guts as he stands atop Olivia's shoulder. You too? A wry smile stretches across Olivia's face. I think it means Guts is saying it's actually so-so. Hey! Cut him some slack, Guts. Cut him some slack, Guts. Inko didn't have any time to make anything for the contest. He's got some high standards. Yep, it's why I've gotten so good. The sheer absurdity of it. I don't know which of us broke first, but our laughter fills the air, heard only by us as the rainfall cuts off all the noise. So, what? Now what? I don't know. I don't want to go yet. Still pretty worn out. Worn out? A smile crosses my face as a wicked idea comes to mind. Well, too bad. What? I rock around behind Olivia, grinning like a mad idiot. Inko, what are you doing? Inko? Inko! Her head tries to follow me as I stand right behind her chair. I figured that pushing your chair around is really tiring, so how about I help you out? Olivia blushes and looks away. Fine, but just for today. Returning to the campus was certainly awkward. Passerby shoot us looks. It's not the most common scene to see a girl in a wheelchair just roll on in sopping wet and tracking mud in. More likely though, it was because said girl had taken to using my umbrella to hide herself from those looks. She was already extremely red in her face. It was a conundrum. Drop the umbrella and let people see her? Or keep it up and draw more attention? I shall name it the Nito Theorem. She's gonna kill me if I ever attempt to publish it. Making our way back to Olivia's current class, she simply shook her still concealed head. I didn't really have much of a choice from all that I knew of the girl. Her last classes were all in the upper levels. And she was in possession of the elevator key. And I was in possession of the weakest knees here in St. Hammond, at least according to Coach Solly. So I wheeled her to my current photography class. On the way over, she keeps bending her head back to peek at me, like she's making sure I'm still there. Knocking on his closed door, the pterosaur professor didn't even bat an eye at the poorly hidden girl. He simply stepped aside and let us through. Ben was looking our way, but I chose to pay him no mind. After everything I heard, Olivia didn't even register he was here. She simply rolled herself to the back of the classroom and through a door into what I'd always guessed was Yadakon's supply closet. You know what? I'm an idiot. It's a dark room, isn't it? The stares of my other classmates abated thankfully as our teacher continued his lecture. Taking my own seat, I focused on Yadakon. As much as I could, at least. My muddled thoughts kept me distracted the whole period. Just before the bell rings, Yadakon stares me dead in the eye. He points a stern finger directly at me, then to the floor to signal, "You stay." Alright, time to talk with Yadakon. Once everybody else has left, he closes the class door and locks it. So, care to explain? Explain, sir? He opens the door in the back and signals to Olivia to come on out. The mud, the drenched clothes, the declaration of sanctuary. I was having a bad day. She's looking a bit better, still drained, but she's not shivering. Her rat sits on her lap, and Yadakon extends a finger down to scratch under its chin. I could see that. He takes a seat against a nearby desk and waves a hand for Olivia to go on. When she doesn't, he shifts his hand to me. I look between the two of them. Mr. Yadakon's expectant leer, and Olivia's pleading eyes. Ultimately, I shake my head in the negative. I just helped Olivia get out of the rain. Of course. He slouches further atop the desk. Can I tell you some other time? Sure. Whatever it was, it looks like you've recovered pretty well. Olivia doesn't answer verbally, instead giving him a bashful smile and nod. Was it about your work again? Yeah. Oh, this girl. He turns to me and points a thumb at her. You know, the work she's so concerned about absolutely wrecks the grading curve in my class. For the sake of the other students, I had to put a limit on extra credit assignments. Really? Yeah, never before would I even consider such a restraint. Why punish someone for working too hard, I would think to myself. Then 4 years ago, this little green goblin comes rolling into my class. Half a semester and more than a few angry calls from parents later, my hands were tied. Young lady simply does too dang much. Man, I like Yadakon. Olivia smiles but doesn't look up from her pet. It was that much better than all the other students? Well, no, I don't grade by technique. If I did, you'd be in big trouble, Inko. Olivia's work was very good even then, but the main thing I admire is how motivated she can be. I haven't seen someone so enthused to just paint in years. Certainly haven't seen anyone so enthused that I had to change the rules like that. You were worried it'd stop me. Was I? That definitely sounds like me, but I didn't stop you, not even a little. Heck, that year even got me to see some things differently. I don't think I ever did anything like that. You did when you came in after class the Friday before Mother's Day. Take a look at this. I'm handed the quill pen, and the first thing I note about it is how soft the feather portion is. It's the special pen you always use. It's actually from my wife. He has a wife? Whoa. Inspecting it closer, I can now see more of the intricate details. It's so over. He has a wife. Yadakon sisters. From the faded engravings on the shank to the maintained but worn point. It's well made and kept, and yet the feather and brass showed its age. She came in that afternoon with a whole stack of crumpled painting drafts, so frustrated she couldn't get it right and so determined to make it perfect. I say, any of these would be great. Your aunt would love any of these. And she fires back. If it's not good enough for me, why would it be good enough for someone I love? I did not have an answer. So I tell her to take a step back. We take a few hours to go over fundamentals once more. I send her home to try getting it right over the weekend, and come Monday, she returns and hugs me the first thing. That Friday night, though, what she'd said was on my mind. I talked about it all night with my wife. Then that morning, I decided to make a change for myself. My wife was molting at the time, so there was always a few feather or there was always a new feather or three in our blankets each morning. I took the biggest one, preserved it right, and got a bit of help to make it into a real pen. And I've used it ever since. It helps me remember it to do my job right, for the people I care about, for the people my students care about. I think it's that childlike reasoning that comes so naturally for the youth. That reasoning, it makes a type of innocent, earnest dedication, something I think I'd lost for a while. Don't give me so much credit. You haven't lost it, have you? Good. Don't lose it for me, okay? Okay. Yada-kan yawns and stretches. You feeling alright to go to your next class? Yes, I'm ready. Great. He claps a hand over my back. We should do this again sometime. Mr. Yada-kan ushers us out of his classroom as the late bell thrills, handing us a note he'd rapidly scrawled on. Mrs. Proctor didn't seem enthused to see us come in late, but sighed as she read the late note from Yada-kan. You could change him and win him over? In relation to what? To the fact that he's married? As I took my usual spot, I felt something odd in the corner of my eye. Looking up, it was to see Olivia looking my way, with that smile on her face. One that spoke so many words, yet I couldn't figure out what. All I could do in turn was try to match it before focusing on Mrs. Prockling's latest lecture. As more time passes, the art contest fades into the background. Last week I had a scare when Principal Scaler called me to her office. I feared that they figured out what Olivia did and assumed I was part of it, just as she predicted. Oops, luckily that wasn't the case. Instead, she wanted to inform me that they had no leads as to who could have done the swap, and since it was tampered, it'd be removed from the contest. No skin off my back, honestly. As compensation, she gave me one of the runner-up prizes, a coupon for some pizza from some Italian restaurant called Dynamo's. Dynamo's? Wait, Moses here? Dynamo's mentioned, let's go! Wait, does this imply that it's taking place in the same, area as Snoot Game? Not the biggest pizza fan, but not a bad price to get after all of this. Saving it for a rainy day. However, I found myself in a conundrum of my own doing. My peers' concerns about my entry were resolved, but I hadn't accounted for the new questions about my portfolio. Maybe my paint portfolio. The few times I showed off my photography work, they'd be mildly impressed at best. They were never upfront about it either. No, instead I got the runaround. Oh, yeah, those are nice, Inko. Not bad, but what about you did for the contest? I can't even be mad about it, since it's just another misunderstanding, unintended lie, from my side of things. But then I had a thought. What if it wasn't a lie? What if I was actually good at painting? And after working at it for the past month? Yeah, no, I can't unscrew this. Yeah, I don't know what kind of idea you had in your head there, buddy. For the past 3 weeks, I've been staying after school, making use of one of the club rooms to practice. Yeesh, Inko, did you listen to any of the tips I gave you? Using everything I had at my disposal, namely the textbooks from Mr. Yada-kan and how-to tutorials online, I'd stayed as late as possible trying to get to the same skill level as Olivia. That's gonna take you years. And as I stare at the horrid acrylic monstrosity before me, I can do nothing but weep at my own inadequacies. Not actually weep, but squinting at the Lovecraftian horror before me, and I can maybe see a little progress drowning in the madness of the excessive paint. Olivia had made good on her promise to teach me around the time I asked Mr. Yada-kan to borrow the keys to the spare room. And while I memorized all of her teachings down to the letter, what am I even looking at? Are you trying an abstract sort of thing here? It was an attempt at self-portrait, actually. Could probably post it online for some rich asshole would buy it. Is that good? No, never trust the opinion of people on the internet. You got that, buddy? Never trust the opinion of people on the internet. I learned that the hard way. After a brief period of awkward silence, I let myself collapse on the stool behind me and toss off the oily apron in my frustration. At this rate, I'm gonna be a double fraud or something. I don't even have the energy to get angry. Probably looks better now, at least. How did Olivia get so good at this? Olivia, please, you gotta have some actual advice for me. She quietly hums to herself, slipping away a notebook she had splayed across her lap into her nearby bag. Well, when I want to draw, it's usually because I've got something on my mind. Wait, like inspiration? Kinda? Or so that I just envisioned something, and I want to put it on the canvas. Amused then. Oh, fuck! Wait, let me read that! Ah, man, I guess I don't get it. The door of the studio flies open, and Damien quickly storms inside. Inko? Olivia? Are you guys here? He takes heavy breaths as his vision darts around the room. After a moment of surprise, I raise my arm to catch his attention. Damien, what's wrong? The hyperactive Dilophosaurus spots me, taking a final breath before jogging over. Guys, I need to ask you something. What, is everything alright? Is something happening? I can't help but panic. I've never seen Damien this flustered. Do you want to come to the arcade with me and Liz? Is that it? Yeah, that's what I said. Wait, when was this decided? I thought something bad happened. Nope, just asking. Liz already has the car prepped and everything. Oh. I probably should have expected that, but still. How did you know we were here? I didn't. I just kept opening doors until I found you two. I've been at it for a while, actually. Damien's eyes dart to the canvas that lies on the floor next to me. You working on your next masterpiece? Oh. Oh, painting sideways is probably one of your trade secrets, huh? Yeah, himbo Damien. I love him. I love so many characters in this visual novel. Oops. Olivia hides her snicker with her hand. Don't worry, I won't tell a soul. Yeah, that's right. Don't tell anybody. I leaned down and picked up the canvas and placed it upright, deciding to remove the ugly painting and place it in the corner of the room to dry. Anyway, how about it? To the arcade? The olive baryonyx fidgets, her brow lowered in contemplation as she considers the question. The arcade, huh? It's not like I had any other plans today. Sure, why not? Alright, let's go! Damien thumbs up. Wait, fuck, I keep missing text. Damien, slow down a bit. I need to read. Olivia, Inko, there you are. Damien was taking so long to get you, so I was about to come find you myself. This time, both Damien and I are wheezing for air. Despite Olivia's protests and hesitation, Damien had wasted no time in grabbing her by the handlebars and sprinting for the exit. I chased after them, all the while Olivia screamed like a banshee as she was pushed through the hallway at a breakneck pace. Yeah, just... I take a deep breath and stand right. Olivia's claws have dug into her armrest, and she's definitely trying to kill Damien with her glare, which she happily ignores. Why didn't you just message me or something? I wanted to, but I didn't want to ruin your concentration, man. So instead you kicked the art room door open? Yep. Liz had the good grace to look embarrassed on Damien's behalf. But yeah, I gave you a little bit of extra time, right? You've been staying late for forever now. I can't hide the wince. It hadn't occurred to me that more people would notice. Ah, relax, not like you're the only one. Yeah, I sometimes need to stay behind for student council and club meetings. Right, sure, so, come on, the car's in the student section. How does she even fit into the car? The Dino Duo start toward the students' parking lot, heading towards a rather old but well-kept sedan. Olivia grumbles silently to herself, but follows after nonetheless. Come on, dude. It'll take a few minutes to get to Olivia and 30 to get to the arcade. It won't take that long, damn it. Olivia huffs and wheels herself to the passenger side, opening the door for herself. Do you need any? It's fine. To punctuate her statement, Olivia uses her strong arms to lift herself on her armrests. Do you think Olivia could lift us? That's kinda hot. That with more grace than I thought possible from the olive-scaled girl, she manages to flop down in the passenger seat. I stare at the abandoned chair, wondering where to put it. I've got room in the trunk, Inko. Clunk. The trunk lid pops up with a heavy thunk and to punctuate that. It takes me more time than I'd like to admit to figure out how to undo the locks to actually collapse the chair. Once it's done, I'm able to slide it into the spacious storage area easily. Damien had already hopped through the window of the front passenger seat by the time I'm done, as if he'd practiced the maneuver. That's actually really fucking impressive. I simply open the door behind Liz's seat and watch as a pile of soda cans empty onto the pavement below. Ah, sorry, those are from this morning. Yeah, wait, no, we're not putting ourselves in the trunk. I've done that before. I just toss them into the back. I'll just toss them into the back seat when I'm done. Surprised Liz doesn't make you use a bag. I do. Damien pulls up an overflowing plastic bag as if it were a trophy. Why haven't you tossed all those bottles out already? I'm saving them for a project about recycling. Plus, I'm also going to use a couple of them for a sculpture. Saves me the trouble of going out and finding aluminum. And I get to drink as much soda as I want. I don't really say anything as Damien scoops out the rest of the cans from the floor of the car. I don't really say anything as Damien scoops out the rest of the cans from the floor of the car and puts them in a new bag, which he then stuffs in the car's trunk before giving me and Olivia a thumbs up. Alright, dudes, we're good to go. Okay, so Liz is driving, right? We're gonna have to see. I see the top's open. I nod and slink into the semi-clean seat. My hand searches for the buckle of the seatbelt and brushes against something warm and soft. There's a tiny gasp next to me, and the comfortable mystery in my hand is yanked away. Huh? I look to Olivia, her hand held to her chest. Her green face has a scarlet tinge, and her mirror-shade eyes glare through my holes through my eyes, and through my head. You okay? The emerald-scaled girl turns her maw from me. I stifle a mystery chuckle at that. The warmth of my palm fades, however, and leaves my hand feeling lost. Okay, all the safety checks are done. Oh my god, is that how you drive? What the fuck? How can your neck move like that? What? That is... Yeah, one speed bump and she's dead. She's gonna fucking, like, snap her neck. Oh, okay, so if we go back a bit, actually... yeah, here. So you see the... I don't... Okay, you guys can see my mouse, right? So... You see this thing right here? She's wrapping her neck around that. That's what that's for. Okay. Liz gets in the driver's seat and grips the steering wheel. So maybe her neck won't snap because she's got support. They really thought of everything, didn't they? I thought her neck was just gonna go at the the top of the trunk and she'd just have fucking eagle eye vision above her car. Outside, she's craning her neck to check on the mirrors and tires. Wait, Liz drives with her head sticking out the window? Liz pokes her head in. What's that? Her neck snakes inside and curls around the hook in the middle of the car. Oh, okay, they explained it. Then with practiced motion, her neck continually coils her... Then with her practiced motion, her neck continually coils till her head sits atop the neck roll, as if no different from someone putting on shoes. Kinda looks like a giant scale-covered scarf. There's even still enough space for her to see the window and check behind her. Inko? Huh? It wasn't anything important. Alright. But, the city, right? I'd actually been wanting to see it a bit more up close for Yotacon's class. Do you know how much gas money it had burned through to make a detour around there? Good, because neither do I. Let's do it! Hey, what? No! I barely have enough as is. View on the way is fine. I'm looking forward to it as well. You sure? Yeah, I'll point out some stuff I remember along the way. You're my tour guide now. Don't make me change my mind. Glad that's settled. Everyone buckled in, right? Liz pulls away from the school parking lot, starting down the opposite direction I've always entered and exited. Weird to think, but the edge of my world was as close as a right turn out of my own school. Then again, I still haven't been living here long. Anybody want a station? I don't think I've ever listened to the radio here either. Liz and Olivia hardly seem to glance in Damien's direction as well. Suit yourselves! Alright, rock! Rock! You're listening to Rock FM! Within the span of a few seconds, the natural ambience of the road is replaced with the loud sound of decades-old rock music, sending vibrations throughout the car and everybody in it. Just as fast as it comes, however, it stops as Liz haphazardly yanks the volume knob counterclockwise, toning the music down to a bearable level. Damien frowns for a moment, but he doesn't seem to contest her decision. Bzzz. What the? I turn off all the notification stuff except for messages and calls. And between all the people I message, there's only one who isn't inside the car. Checking the screen, I see... It's fucking Damien? Seriously? I don't know, Damien, so long as it isn't twangy country music. Yeah, we stand not listening to twangy country music. Sure. Wait, you've been texting? How long? Yeah, since like the first week of school. What the heck, dude? Let me see your phone. I hand it over on the contact creation page. She taps the first few numbers and pauses. Then sheepishly yanks her phone from her coat pocket. She doesn't know her own number? Olivia finishes tapping her number in and hands it back. Yo, we got her number! She's entered herself as Live Long. Huh, sounds vaguely oriental. Bzzz. Is that her family name? Test. Ooh, I love sending Test. Alright, what's your profile pic? A bird, a flaming skull. Skull mask, I should say. Yep, got it. Bzzz. Live long as... Yo! Fucking... Oh, wait, that explains she loves drawing rats. I guess that explains why I'd never made the connection until now. She loves drawing rats because of guts. Anyways, I'm screen capping that one. That's gonna be a new reaction image. Ah, there we go. Perfecto. That's like the picture of the cat with the thumbs up that turns into a middle finger. Or like the fucking Kietis. That was uncalled for. That's why I sent it. She giggles at her own joke, and despite being the butt of it, the mood in the car is too high to hold it against her. I'm just gonna take a couple bites of my food. Pretty good. Alright, sorry about that. Before long, the dense forestry starts giving way to more urban developments. More and more decorative palm trees start dotting the paths as well. The silhouette of the city gets closer, and we approach one of those spaghetti junctions leading up to it. The result of decades of poor infrastructure decisions, multi-million-dollar projects promising to fix all the traffic if they just built one more overpass. Come on, just one more lane. We'll fix all the traffic if we add another lane. Guys, I think we shouldn't have a car-centered infrastructure, but that's just me. Olivia's paying close attention to her phone. She scrolls lazily through some forum. Exactly. One more lane will fix everything. What's so funny? Yo, send us the memes. Oh, nothing. Hey. Lizard Lounge? Oh boy, you're still browsing that, Olivia? Yeah? What is it? Don't tell him. It's this weird exclusionary chat room. They only allow dinosaur women. Men, and rather specifically human men, are banned. No! No, I can't chat on it. Racial segregation? Thank you, Damien. Why are you so happy to say that? Olivia showed me once. The people in it are really weird. Humans are banned? You weren't supposed to tell him. It's the last safe house for us on the internet. You know, well, you know, Rice, last stream you said she hates skinnies. I think you are 100% on the fucking mark. I can't believe she's browsing 4chan, and also she's browsing, like, Pole. There's at least one good one. Exactly. We're the one good male human. I think there's probably better places for that online for you to associate with. Oh, it's true, we're her one human friend, so she can't be racist. Tell me about the racial segregation. It's not that. It's just how it has to be for our safety. Some dino girl can be doing anything at all, and there's always at least 3 guys in the comments saying, she looks like... Don't say it. They also really bring down the quality of the site. Look, it's explained in the rules that humans have 1/5 the attention span of dinos. Oh, we're pulling up the statistics? We're pulling out the statistics now? Liz groans, and while Olivia shows me her phone, the graph is blurred to hell and I can't make out most of the text. I don't know how I feel about all this. What's not to get, Inko? Think about it, you're in history class, it sucks, so you just remember, wait a second, I'm human, and stop listening. I wish I could do that. According to Lady Hitler here, you can. Oh, I guess Hitler's fucking canon in this universe too? It's just a funny group of women like me. Lay off, let me have it. You don't really believe that stuff though, do you? Not really, it's just the rules of the place, alright? Okay. We can fix her. Olivia sticks the phone back in her pocket with a huff. Ugh, was the ride to the arcade always this long? I think we're about 20 minutes away from the arcade still. Don't worry, Inko. The water fountains are integrated. Shut up! Damien cackles to himself. Alright, hope this place sells those hot dogs for just $1. Yeah, you're the 4chan protagonist in the first game, and the second you're the normie friend hitting on a 4chan femcel. This, but actually. Guys, imagine you were trying to date this Gator, and it turns out she had a 4chan. I don't know what I would do with myself. Like, imagine being so filled with hate that you have a 4chan. There's no way anyone, anywhere sells hot dogs for $1 anywhere. Yeah, but they did. It was great. Olivia and I would save our lunch money to just go here instead of after class. I don't think I'd trust it if it were still that cheap, honestly. You ate a dog off the floor once. That's different. Damien fills the air with old tales of his and Olivia's adventures in the arcade. She'd occasionally chime in to correct him on whatever over-embellishment. Even as the last remnants of the suburbia melt away and skyscrapers overtake the view of the outside world. Finally, I'm in the big city. Here we are. I'm almost disappointed when we pulled into the arcade parking lot. Large glass windows covered in sun-bleached promotional leaflets adorn the front of the arcade, and the building itself looks like a couple decades old. This place was probably successful in the past, but I can only imagine they break even nowadays. Yeah, not many places in America, not many arcades in America still run successfully. It's definitely much more niche than it was back in the 90s. Back in the good old days. Though maybe the recent resurgence of retro deco could change that. I could show you more on the return trip. Come on. Real cars! Real cars! Alright. We do have poultries. Where is this? Is this California or is this Florida? I can't tell. I haven't been to either, so I wouldn't know. Guess she must have seen my brief hesitance. Liz unlocks the trunks and I hop out to get Olivia's chair. As I attempt to heave the thing out of Liz's trunk, it takes considerably more effort than I'd like to admit. Now, how do I unfold this blasted thing? I think there's a release button, right? Oh, fuck! As I check to make sure that all my fingers were intact, I can see Olivia snickering through the passenger window. Inko-san, you have much to learn. Observe. San? Don't you use your fucking Japanese honorifics on me, woman. Olivia makes sure the brakes are held and heaves herself over in one motion. The chair is forced open by momentum alone with a loud crack. Isn't that bad for the chair? She gracefully rolls by me, tongue stuck out in smug victory over my ineptitude. Ready. Sweet. Damon hurries us inside, and I can tell he's the most excited to be here out of anybody. Okay. Volcanic, passioning, burning, wild, naughty but nice, mild, harmless, clammy, poorish, try again. Dude, this place is the bomb! We used to scrounge for change just to come here after school. This place is abuzz with activity, flashing machines all competing for attention and gamers excitedly conversing. I lean in a bit, closer to Olivia. It's pretty dang loud here. You gonna be alright having to speak up more? Of course I am. What do you take me for, a kid? Sorry. Uh-oh. I appreciate the concern. Liz scowls as she peels her boots from the floor with a loud sht. Ugh. Damien, Dave's taking off the... Ugh. He could've... Yeah, fucking Damien keeps breaking all the phrases. Damien's taken off toward the nearby coin machine, fistful of bills at the ready. I could have told you too. I've been here before. So why didn't you warn me about the stickiness? Olivia shrugs. Liz's head lowers to a bridge of snoot pinching levels. Well, you two did kind of drop this on me at the last minute. I still remember this place pretty well. Great, you can show Inko around. I'll go with Damien. Liz meekly puts her pointer fingers together. She looks at the salmon-frilled teen. Those two-player gun thingies look fun to try out. You mean the light gun games? Yeah, those ones. I can't put my finger on it, but something tells me that Liz was banking on splitting apart from the start. Ooh, she's got a crush. Though it would give me ample opportunity to have some alone time with Olivia. Just to get to know her more, of course. Liz, I think I broke this one's joystick! Liz sighs heavily through her nose. Seriously, Damien? Oh, come on, it's perfectly even and fair. sure about this, Liz? We could just all stick together. The long-necked dino looks around the arcade nervously. As much as I want to protest the suggestion, it might be for the best. Liz wants to stick with Damien, probably to make sure he doesn't do more damage. Olivia knows this place as well, so she'd know all the best games. We've already been spending time together after school, so why not? I'm not against the idea, just, Alright, glad you agree. Liz takes this as a cue to leave, and she quickly pulls Damien away deep into the arcade. Meanwhile, Olivia begins to roll ahead, but stops and gives me an annoyed look. Come on already! Alright, as soon as I step closer, Olivia resumes her casual roll down the alleyway. Alright, what are we playing here? Olivia's eyes seem distant as she looks over the various game cabinets in the room. Silver irises dancing to and fro, a soft hum resonating from her mouth. I try and follow where her gaze lingers, but she seems to be constantly drifting to something new every other moment while deep in her own thoughts. And as we carry on slowly, the creeping awkwardness in my stomach gnaws away at me. I have no clue what to do right now. The point of this excursion was to relax. Feels rude to interrupt her, but she definitely knows better than me. Say, Olivia. My voice brings her back to the current moment with a start. Her hands maneuvering her chair around to look at me fully. What game should we try first? The baryonyx shrugs her shoulders. Anything. Okay, then how about one of your favorites? My favorites? Yeah, you used to come here all the time. I'm sure you've got some you prefer. The look of surprise from her is quickly hidden by her turning her chair back around. Fine, my favorites then. My favorites. She pushes her wheelchair with purpose towards a particularly large screen in the corner. Looking at it closer, there's a large block connected to it, and dull multicolored sticks hanging off the side with wires. Oh, damn it. Huh? I look up at the title above the screen. Ruin Robbers. The more I look at it, the more I see where splotches of fresh paint barely cover poorly done marker graffiti. Olivia's pout is so prominent as she glares at this base of the funny-looking block before the screen. They updated it. So it should be better then, alright? Is she playing those Japanese rhythm games? I don't know if she could. Could she? You mean like Osu? Or do you mean shit like DDR? I don't know if she could play DDR. Block spinning. Oh, you mean those ones? Maybe. Her pout breaks, transforming into a depressed frown as her eyes seem to gloss over. I follow her gaze to the metal plate at the base to try and better understand. The machine looks pretty well maintained if you ask me. Something wrong with it? They added a foot pedal to further cover action. I test the plate, feeling it sink down and noticing the video demo on screen changes to a screen with a bunch of ass with numbers next to each instance. This sucks. Nope. She's confirmed the retro gamer. Don't update my games type of break. As soon as she's more bugged out that they updated it because now she can't play it. Olivia's hands curl into fists as she glares at the machine. A twinge runs through my chest when I look back at the frustrated dino girl. One aspect of her favorite pastimes has been changed in a way that almost robs her of it. The thought strikes a painful chord in my heart, though I know I had zero hand in the game update. All the same, to see the clover-scaled girl look so morose. I turn my eyes away to my feet, the sensation leaving as I do, and a flash of brilliance overcomes me as I look at my loafers. Yeah, you be the feet! Hey, I got an idea. She cuts me off with a growl. I know what you're gonna say, and the answer is no. So you want to just give up because you can't play it easily? Yes. Olivia's response leaves me a bit floored. Her hateful eyes leer venomously at her former favorite game. I didn't know my idea will work. Okay, you play then. Have you been... I'll handle the pedal work. Olivia's words are left hanging as she tries to visualize what I'm saying. A confused gaze wanders between me and the flat rectangle on the floor. The whole time she looks so goofy I have to withhold a chuckle in fear of her clawing me. She must have realized though as she snatches the light gun from my hand, her cheeks bearing a red hue. Fine. One game. She looks at the light gun in her hand and takes a deep breath. You better do your job right, Inko. I give Olivia a nod and she wheels herself right next to the arcade machine. Gimme. She reaches out for my hand and goes to take it before I can respond. She takes it for a split second and then moves down to grab my wrist instead. Her scales are soft and cool. Hit the pedal when I squeeze, capiche? I nod in affirmation and Olivia blasts the start button into pieces. A shooter game, gotcha. Not so tight! Dude, hit the damn pedal! It's like playing with a controller lag. Inko! Sorry! Holy crap, this is worse than I remember. Hi, it's me. I'm guy that makes sense. Here you can see I put respawning enemies in front of a place you're forced to cross. I came up with this idea while eating a bird. I don't even want to staple my ears to me. Fucking damn it, not again. Oh, this game sucks. Wanna play again? She's a bit intense. When Olivia finally releases her grip on my wrist, I feel my blood rushing through the imprints she left. We ended up playing 4 or 5 games total. That's probably enough. I'm good to move on. You? Are you sure? I don't want to keep you here all day. Olivia looks over the machine one last time before sliding a plastic gun back in its slot. I'm still a bit disappointed they changed it, but... thanks. Alright, there's better games around anyway. Let's go! A stray thought formed from before I really got to know Olivia careens to the forefront of my mind. Sometime along the way, people started calling her Hot Wheels. Don't remember really who or when. But I do know it's proof she's got that fire in her. A fire in her? Yeah, I can see that. Before she can roll away too far, my hand takes hold of one of her chair's grips, jolting the Dino Girl from her sullen stupor. Say, I've got an ideal, Hot Wheels. Why don't we try the fighting game you're so good at? Oh no, you're gonna get your ass. The fighting game Olivia's jaw clicks shut and her hands ring together tightly. Arcade cabinets can't change, right? I mean... Her gaze turns towards the opposite end of the arcade and I can hear the loud hollers of competition from here. Come on, Hot Wheels, what do you say? Oh, but she's a bit rusty. Name seems to invigorate her. Her glacier irises hardening and her ivory claws touching at her wheels. An eerie grin creeps across her features, tongue polishing an incisor as her predatory eyes latch onto a particular cabinet in the far side. Olivia picks a direction and speeds off, parting the sea of sweaty dinos and leaving a small space of safety in her wake. After a short while passing some digital pachinko machines, she looks back at me for a moment as if to confirm my presence and to say, "Don't lose me." And then yanks her wheelchair to launch herself through the building towards her new destination. What? Hey! Alright. Alright, what are we playing? Tekken, BlazBlue, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter? Fatal Fury? I finally gave chase, following as best I can while avoiding the rest of the awestruck players that just witnessed the high-speed Dino Girl shoving them aside in her wake. As I get closer, the atmosphere seems to grow thicker, the very air becoming dank and heavy, almost as if someone dialed the humidifier up to 11. For a second, I have to stop in my tracks to catch my breath and try to cool down as my shades begin to fog up. We're in the Sweaty Gamer Lounge now. So this is the power of the fighting game crowd. They don't take showers. I heard things, but I thought they were jokes. The confirmed sweaty dinos. Through the fog, I spot Liz, or rather Liz's head sticking above the crowds. Yo, you found us! Getting closer, Damien and Liz's head come into view. Olivia stops and checks one last time that I didn't get washed away in the crowd. She then moves past Damien and Liz, coming to a screeching halt next to a particular cabinet that's occupied by somebody else. She removes a shiny coin from her pocket, placing it firmly down on the controls of the current player who hardly glances at her. Yo! Okay, so he's our rival. As I step closer, I'm able to overhear the exchange between the two dinos. Chat, is this you? The greaseball ankylosaur, without even looking away from the cabinet, starts rattling off his credentials to Olivia as if it was a job interview. You know, I'm the best Jurassic player this side of WaniGator, right? Double S ranked, 3 online tournament wins. Besides, it's 50 cents, not... Shut up, nut up already. Nut? She wants him to nut? Olivia's voice causes the ankylosaur to grimace and finally turn his head. You really want to try me? Oi, what the fuck? Look, Tiny Tim, I know I gotta... His jaw clicks shut as his eyes manage to sweep above, and then down to Olivia, his eyes squinting as his retina slowly adjusts to the low lighting of something not displaying brightly colored pixelated characters. Bro, you know you can't be bringing chairs over here, not after last summer. Olivia growls and raises a fist, and I think the pale-scaled dino finally sees who is challenging him. His maw flaps helplessly as he tries to explain himself before just stopping himself completely. Never mind. Sorry. The Gator girl sighs and taps a finger on the quarter she placed down. Girls say you can't refuse, right? His head tilts in confusion. You know, you look to be the new champ here, right? This is the champ's cabinet, right? Damien's come over by this point, followed closely by Liz's head. Champ's cabinet? Unofficial, but that's the oldest one here. Been here since the dawn of time. It's like sacred or something. I look over the old machine, the paint on it chipped and positively covered in markering, to the point that the only legible thing on it is a very juvenile edit to the game's title. This thing? Yeah, man, they only let the head honchos actually use it. If you're spotted trying without credentials, you end up head-butted. That's bull, but I believe it. I look back to Olivia, who's having a withering stare-down with the squat guy she challenged. Look, lady, I'm a big deal here. Buster O'Nuts, crown champ in all of WaniGator. This particular Jurassic machine's got a history. It happens to be the same machine that Dino the Rex Go managed to parry. Oh, Daigo? Okay. So we're referencing Daigo here, huh? Dino, quit stalling and fight me already. I'm not, I'm just, setting the stage is all. Plus, you think you're the only challenger I've got? I look around, noticing that there was now a group surrounding us. On my title as champion, I'll take all comers now. A hushed whisper goes through the crowd. Finally, I form a line now. Okay. Tallest to smallest. What? No cutting. Oh, heck yeah, we're gonna wipe the floor with you, Buster. Wait. What? I don't even play video games. And I'm not really a gamer either. Not a gamer? Same on him. Too bad. Consider it the blood tax. I want to protest further, but Olivia's head turns toward me with a pleading look on her face. Besides, do you think I want to put my hands on that thing? Who knows where? Wherein? Inko? Yes! Come on, Liz, it won't be that bad. You're still by the Brachio booth, right? Hold tight, I'll come get you. Damien pushes back through the small group around us, following Liz's neck to find the rest of her. It will be that bad? Your head swivels around and gives chase. You're pleased to not have the play falling on deaf ears. Brachio booth? The arcade's claustrophobic, so brachiosaurs would tend to bump into everything, including each other. There was some lawsuit, so now there's a few platforms placed here where people like her can sit and reach everything. There's even some water fountains attached. Doesn't stop things from getting tangled when there's multiple, but it's something. Huh, lore. In the end, Liz must have relented because she shuffles up to the rest of the group. Fine, let's just make this quick. But Liz reluctantly steps forward towards the arcade cabinet, a crooked smile forming on the self-proclaimed champion's face. It doesn't take long for Liz to completely lose. The large Ankylosaur's hands move like a blur as they dance across the controls, pummeling their digital opponent into the ground. As boastful as he was earlier, he at least proved that he was skilled at Jurassic Kick, the screen displaying perfect after only a minute against Liz. Liz crosses her arms and starts heading back to her old seat in the booth, head in tow with a pout. Buster leans his head back against his clasped hands and make a show that it was no big deal. Next victim! Damien struts to the cabinet and jams his hands in his pocket for his change. Is there a whole piggy bank in there? Haven't seen your group around before. Tourists? Huh? Oh, nah, Liv and I used to come here all the time. Life's been tough, you know, so we got some friends to come along this little trip down memory lane. Lighten the mood a bit. This place hasn't changed much in the years either. Aha! He hoists the quarters high and jams them into a slot. Once more, the screen lights up and the character selection music busts in. Buster considers his selection and ultimately chooses the same character. Oh, what's with the death glare? Damien just picked a counter to his character. Oh, Damien knows his way around it. Probably expects all of us to be beginners. Buster does seem a bit more tense now. Been a while since then, though. Explanation is cut short as her words take on a scratchy quality to them. Hey, you okay? What? I'm fine. I can go refill your canteen pretty quick. Sure, thanks. She reaches behind me and unhooks her severely dented water bottle from her chair. No, I don't get to see him play? Something to look into for Christmas. But Buster guy said that there was water by the brachial booths. Although I can't imagine the water here is very good. Christmas, what? What am I thinking? I haven't gotten anyone a gift like that before. Focus, Inko, you're just getting some water. I head deeper into the arcade towards the center, passing through the aisle lit by the game screens. You guys are done already? No, just refilling Olivia's bottle. Guess I'm gonna miss Damien's match. Say, Liz. The stick you hear, what is it? Her head comes in close as she eyes the weird brand on the canteen. Oh, that's from some really old show. Like back in the 90s old. Why? Just curious is all. Well, I never really asked Olivia about it. Maybe I should, after all. I think I recall watching a video essay about it once. Though I can never really get into older stuff, the animation always looks so choppy. Recapping the bottle, I lead Liz's head back to the fighting game section. It could be Eva. I don't know, maybe she is a mecha fan. It's surprising that Damien and Buster are still playing, this time both of their hands slamming furiously on the controller. And he's keeping up. The crowd has even formed around the duo, exchanging low whispers as they watch the old CRT screen. I pick out Olivia at the front of the crowd, close to the cabinet so she's able to clearly watch. She's hyper-focused, to the point that when I swish the bottle in front of her face, she just leans over to keep watching. Evil it is, then. I hold the canteen above her muzzle and carefully tip it over until a few drops fall in her face. Her tongue laps along her lips and swipes up the nourishing droplets before glaring at me. Hey! Here you go, fresh from the latrine. Har. She takes the bottle. Actually, let's look at the sticker right here. So it's either this or it's that. That doesn't look like anything like mech thing. Although it could just be nothing. She takes the bottle and downs most of it right away before clearing her throat. Thanks. How's Damien's match going? Well, he's getting too aggressive. He is? Yeah, Buster picked a rushdown character, so Damien picked a zoner to keep Buster at a distance. Oh no, don't tell me Damien plays zoners! Problem is that zoners are notoriously bad when it comes to footsies, and are even worse with mix-ups, which means that if Buster's able to get into Damien's hurt box, he's gonna get super punished and might even lose the set in a single. Oh yeah, it could be true if she likes guts, and it's Burke is a 90s anime. But yes. So, looks like... Yeah. Olivia's a real fighting game nerd, huh? I bet you she knows all the frame data. Wait a second, I'm human. So Damien has to keep his distance. It's not looking... Oh. There's keys it. Yeah, okay. Oh crap. Olivia and I watch from the sidelines. Over the next few seconds, Buster pulls off an impressive series of moves that crush Damien's character into the ground. Almost like he was waiting for us to get back. Wow, he knew how to play. Buster jams an accusing finger my way, as though marking me for death. You're next. Damien's expression carries a hint of disappointment as he steps away from the cabinet, but he quickly peps up and reassumes his usual jovial self. Just me and Olivia left. I nervously step up to the cabinet. A plethora of characters in various fighting poses stare back at me, each with their own promises of victory. I recall an old saying Coach Sully had said, If we do not know what we are doing, then the opposing team certainly can't anticipate our future actions. Oh, he's gonna button mash. I tap my joystick over the large question mark in the middle. Oh, he's playing random main. The middle screen is highlighted as the astonishment of spectators and my visibly nervous opponent. The game begins and my opponent beside me seems exceptionally calm as he manipulates his controls. Compared to me, trying out every button and stick input to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Unlike Damien at least looked like he was holding his own against the bloated Buster, I was getting a digital crap kicked out of me. Every attempt I made was met by my character being grabbed and thrown in some ridiculously loud— oh, he's just being chain grabbed? He doesn't know how to— he's only doesn't know how to grab, so he's just getting chain grabbed. By the time perfect announcement plays out on the screen, I can feel my wrists cramping from the crazy amount of buttons mashing I'd done in under a minute. At least I lasted a little longer than Liz. Don't feel too bad. I am the best here after all. The snort-filled laughter grates on my ears as I walk back to my friends, all of them staring daggers at the pasty-scaled dino. The rest of the crowd are in an uproar along with him, and I can feel my ears heat up at the attention. Olivia's eyes are narrowed as she wheels herself into position, her tail lashing roughly against the ground as she waits for the laughter to die down and her turn to finally begin. Buster chuckles to himself while cracking his knuckles. I just finished wiping the floor with your friends while hardly breaking a sweat. Just so you know who you're really dealing with, I'm Buster O'Nuts, achiever of octaves in the annual Jurassic Wisconsin E-Tournament, demolisher of Icaria, second best player of 2007 to 2012, and co-leader of the Midwestern branch of the Mighty Mammoths Gamers Guild. You won't look bad for ducking out. Or are you ready to get busted? You're fat. You know, you can still back out of this. Olivia's response is to insert her coin slowly without breaking eye contact with Buster with what I can only describe as a predatory leer. Ooh. These are the kind of fucking matches that you like to see. She then slams her fist on the start button. Buster instantly moves his cursor towards a different character. Damien next to me lets out a soft gasp. What? What's wrong? Buster's character is like 3 kinds of bullshit is what's wrong. What? Well, for one thing, he's usually gentleman's band in tourneys, and his mouth is moving, but all that comes out is alien words. Oh, he's playing the top tier. Buster lets out a chuckle and turns to look at Olivia, giving her a smug grin. Olivia doesn't seem at all fazed by Buster's character choice, clicking her joystick lazily. As soon as Olivia picks her character, the game's announcer blares the name aloud. Wani Long! Damien turns to look at me. The excitement in his face is overbearing. That's Olivia's main! Oh man, this'll be one hell of a fight if Olivia's breaking her out. So... is this Wani Long a good character? Also, I just now realized Wani. Of course, she's also a Gator girl. Shortest explanation you'll understand is yes. What's the long one? If you don't know what a Shoto is, it'll take too long to explain here. Okay, she's playing a Shoto? Bah. While Damien rambles on, I recall Olivia's motivation to just get here. The looks she had. That, more than anything, piques my curiosity. So, how good is Olivia with her? Damien's reply is to only give me a big wide grin. Oh, you'll see. A loud soundbite from the cabin speakers signals the start of Olivia's match. Given the way Damien spoke of Olivia's skills like it was derived from an ancient scroll, I expected it to be a flurry of pixelated beatdowns and tactful controller play. But instead it looked like nothing at all. On the large display booth, both characters are just shifting back and forth, the joysticks in Olivia's and Buster's hands clacking about furiously. Ah, they're just doing footsies. Honestly, it looks more like they're pretending to make their digital avatars tap dance. Ooh! What, did I miss something? Yeah, the footsies, bro. I don't want to turn my eyes away in case anything happens. No, like, they're trying to get a read on each other. They're trying to predict what the other one will do so they can counter and steal the match. Oh. So, like, there's a heavy crack and thump on the floor in front of me. Olivia's tail lashed at the base of the cabinet while Buster's Thagomizer had managed to crack into the concrete floor beneath him. On screen, the characters finally made contact and sent each other flying in opposite directions. No clashing? Behind me, the crowd started cheering, finally excited that there was some actual action happening. Damien is hollering next to me, cheering on Olivia with all his might. Ooh, CG! Oh, look at my guy, he's so silly. It's like it's the fucking crew. Also, Olivia's hair almost looks black in this one. Though the excitement dies down again as the duo resume their cyber posturing. My eyes darted between Olivia and Buster. Olivia's completely absorbed in the match. Her eyes are wide and full of killing intent. Buster, on the other hand, seems like he can barely contain his fury. Yeah, sure. I didn't even realize. You're right. He does have a neck beard. 10 seconds on the clock. Olivia comes in clutch, punishing Buster's character with an impressive string of attacks. He manages to get away with a single pixel of health just as the time limit runs out. He should still win then. Winner, Wani Long! The crowd goes nuts as Olivia's victory is announced. And you know what? I can't help but cheer along with them. Olivia slumps back on her mobile seat and lets out a sigh before returning to her original position. Round 2! Buster lets out a snort, twists and stretches his neck, and cracks his knuckles before once again gripping the control with his tight. Realistically speaking though, if Olivia hasn't touched this game in years, she should be really rusty. Round 2! Crash and trash! Crowds return to a more silent state of observing the match closely. Only low murmurs as they gawk at the two highly skilled players. The words passed around and reached me, tending to draw my eyes away. Weird for him. Surprised he's not doing the... Is he playing with her? Come on, Olivia! Damien's shout above the rest of them nearly blew my eardrums, but I shared a sentiment as the stylized characters exchanged simple blows. The timer continues to tick down, Buster once again being put on the defensive. With how all of the previous bouts went, Buster always had control with a cutthroat level of offense, but I didn't think of him being this passive. The countdown once again hit 0, this time with Olivia's character slouching in defeat and the crowd cheering again, though less enthusiastically than before. You got this, Olivia. Just one more win and you're champ again. Olivia's shoulders tense up at what he said, and all eyes stare directly at her. Damien! Come on, Hot Wheels, show them why you're the best. She groans a bit and refocuses on the screen. The group simmers down to silence in anticipation of the start of the final match. The sudden silence actually catches me off guard for a second. Long enough for my own doubts to catch up to me. Buster's playstyle, it's like he's not really trying. The match starts and the hype flares right back up. That's stupid of me to even think. He's a gamer bro champion type. He's got way too much to lose. And yet... Hey, Damien. Yeah? Did you notice anything off about how Buster's playing? You notice it, too. Guess I'm not just paranoid, then. Like, I didn't really watch your match, but he was always so... passive? No. But, like, these two are crazy good, so maybe this is all mind games. As if he's going to throw the game and let her win. We glance back at the ongoing battle happening on screen, and they take notice of Buster's hand movements. As Olivia launches her character into the furious combo, sure enough, Buster hesitates just enough to let his fighter get hit by the first blow. That's brilliant timing. This is crazy. Huh? And it hits me all at once, like a freight train. The way Buster was looking down on Olivia, how he didn't want to take her challenge, all the excuses he was giving. He's a virgin, but also, he's during the whole match, isn't he? Damn it. Even here, Olivia was right. Damien, I think he's taking it easy on her. You think so? Damien takes a moment to ponder what I said. Dang. Even here. That's what I was thinking. Can we do something? What, interrupt the match? Everyone else is having fun. The crowd whoops again. Only now it sounds a bit different. Hollow, mocking. Damien's frills sag with concern. He turns to me. What we came here for is a good time. If she can't tell, what's the harm? Jeez. You know what I mean. Yeah, I do. I hate that he's right. I could stand up for her. I mean, just being there for Olivia when Mia was getting on her went pretty alright. But that was a while ago. I just don't know. I look over the crowd again. The match is about halfway done, judging by the remaining health pools. Don't cause a fuss or cheer her on. Fuck it, we cheer, we ball. I know Olivia normally doesn't like this from strangers, but I'm no stranger to Olivia. She knows my intentions. We're friends. On screen, it looks like the characters are about to strike one another with their feet. I cup my hands around my mouth. Go, Olivia! You got this! Damon recoils from my scream. Or maybe I pop his eardrum, judging by the glare he levels at me. Then he raises 2 fingers to his mouth. Yeah, you got this! Even Liz tries to join in, shouting down at the crowd with her own cheers. Oh, you know what would be cool? You can do it, Hot Wheels! Yeah, go, Hot Wheels, go! Olivia flinches and turns her head to look at it, back at us a bit. Curiously, so does her opponent. She stays just cheering and she gets her usual disfavoring furrowed brow. No way, I'm sticking my guns. Eyes on the screen, Hot Wheels, he's gonna get ya. Beat him without even looking. She stares right through the crowd at me. It's only an instant, but it feels longer. But her subtle scowl cracks. Then it completely folds into a smirk back at us. She faces back to the screen with renewed vigor. Buster shakes his head to snap himself out of his lone slog. Looks like he was only intending to lose by a little. He's picking up the pace now. Only... time! The match time's out. Bah! Dang, wanna go another round? People need a winner. Actually, mind if I run to the restroom real fast? Shit, yeah, it's down that way. Olivia turns and smiles at me again. It's warm. Then she goes off to the restroom. Buster waits for her to be out of earshot and scrambles over to Damien and I. Hey, you two. You guys weren't serious, right? Huh? You were saying Hot Wheels. That's not really her, right? The Hot Wheels from decades ago? Yep, it's her. Why? Damn, I feel like a jackass now. You were throwing for her, weren't you? Oh well. Your buddy Finhead gave me some sob story about her during our match, and I felt bad, okay? He wants to be known as the asshole that picks on cripples. Ooh, Buster was being hospitable to the young lady. Who the fuck? Shut the... Yo, Buster, you simping? Piss off! But yeah, I didn't mean any disrespect or anything. Crap, I didn't know she had history here. I should have more respect than that. He sighs. What'll you do now? I'll play for real. It's what she deserves. That's all we ask. Buster nods and turns with a thumbs up. He cracks his knuckles and neck in preparation for his first legitimate match of the day. You're still kinda simping though. Shut the hell up, Dave! I should pull up to another tourney soon. Olivia returns, sliding up to the machine once more. Thanks for waiting. No problem. Ready? You know it. Good, because you're going down this time. They give each other one last competitive leer before putting all their focus on the screen. Just as before, Buster chooses the OP character and Olivia picks Wani Long. As soon as the in-game announcer yells, "Fight!" Buster immediately goes in for the kill, the total opposite of how he was playing last match. Catches Olivia off guard for a moment, leading her character to aid a massive combo that takes away a good chunk of her health. True to his words, he isn't holding back this time for Olivia's sake, dealing her the same level of beatdown brutality he gave to the opponents before her. This seems to only invigorate her, putting her skills and hands into overdrive. Even though Buster is going at full force, Olivia still manages to get Wani Long to land a few punches and kicks, along with evading some attacks. The crowd seems to notice the reappearance of Buster's lethality, causing an uproar of cheering and whoops. Damien, of course, follows suit. "You got this, Hot Wheels, kick his ass!" I can't let him be the only one, right? Show him why you're the champ! Unfortunately, not even Olivia could beat Buster's true fighting skills, unlike his previous opponents. K.A. Bold wins. Cobalt. The crowd is a mix of groans and cheers and excitement as the ill-fated defeat of Olivia. Buster crosses his arms, basking in his self-pride of beating the legendary Hot Wheels. Damn, you really handed my ass to me. Didn't I say I was kind of a big deal around here? Yeah. Though I gotta admit, you gave me a real challenge. I see why you were known as a champ. Thanks. If you're ever up for a rematch, you know where to find me. With that, Olivia makes her way over to us, a smile beaming across her face. Alright, who's next? We exit the crowd in the more spacious part of the arcade. That was awesome, Liv. Really gave him a run for his money. I know, right? I mean, I know I'm a bit rusty, but the moment I got my hands on the controls and he gave me a real fight, I was so close to beating him. Despite having been outmatched and losing to Buster, she seems to be having even more fun than ever. I'm feeling all jittery after that fight. That's the gamer rush settling in ya. Hey, you know what they sell food here? You know they sell food here, right? We should get some snacks and sell to celebrate. Oh, I was smelling grease. I was just assuming it was. He takes his own order and starts marching off in another direction. Damien, wait for the rest of us! Food, huh? You know what? I could go for a little something. Yeah, it is getting pretty late. Come on, they went this way. Olivia starts plowing through the crowd once more. Oh boy, this again. I'll call it exercise. The snack bar is a small cutaway from the rest of the building, segregated by different style tiling and brighter fluorescent lighting. There's not a lot of options aside from what you'd expect. Pizza, ice cream, chicken strips, pickles, and the like. When Damien asked for 2 slices of pizza, Liz got excited. The moment he got the food, however, he was already eating one while holding the other. She seemed really annoyed, but took his offer to let him pay for her food. He offered to pay for Olivia and myself, but the last thing I would want for him to do is drain his wallet any further, knowing their living situation. It's barely over $10, so it's not like it bothers me. Olivia had gotten an order of chicken wings slathered in hot sauce. I just went with the classic chicken strips and one of those sodas I recognize from the high school vending machines. We take a seat at one of the few open tables, and I struggle not to think about how often they're cleaned. Yeah. Not the cleanest place, huh? Damien doesn't bother sitting with us, he just heads right back into the fray with both arms occupied by his dinner. Liz follows after Damien to keep track of him. At least her head does. Olivia barely even sets her tray down before. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I suddenly shift myself away from the maelstrom of molars and claws. Damien probably said he'd cover the meal because he knew Olivia would get, like, this. Sheesh, Hot Wheels. Would you like some actual meat on that? I don't even know wing bones could get that big. Olivia responds by snapping the bone in two between her teeth. The marrow squirts out a little, and then she has to get a napkin to wipe her cheeks. Suddenly, my own chicken tender meal looks even more unsavory, so I push it aside and closer to the toothed tornado. It only takes a moment for her to accept my offering with no manners whatsoever. Thank you. Don't mention it. So, after we finish, any other plans? Olivia ponders my words while rolling a bone around her mouth like it's a lollipop stick. Love this lo-fi. Alright, let's keep going. Olivia ponders my words while rolling a bone through her around her mouth like it's a lollipop stick. It's just a chicken bone, Inko. An oddly large chicken bone. Oh, I think this is supposed to be a naughty scene. Not on this stream. I don't know, I've basically done all I want to do by now. Damien's probably got another 20 minutes before he burns out. I'm cool to hang here, unless you want to do something. You want a refund? Fuck off. I'm not gonna put that I'm not gonna put a dino suggestively eating a bone on my stream. Nah, I actually don't play games much. I had fun playing with you, though. Olivia looks away for some reason. We should do this sort of thing more often. Yeah? Of course, I never had this much fun outside of my previous schools, mainly because I never had many friends to hang out with. That's kinda sad. It is, but looks like I'm moving here was a change for the better. Plus, it's just fun hanging out with you. Though stained with sauce, Olivia's lips curled into a smile. And Liz and Damien too, of course. Though I have to admit, with the way Liz gravitates towards Damien, it's almost like she had this all set up. What do you mean? Well, Damien and Liz are pretty close, so maybe she's using this as an opportunity for them to get closer. It's almost like we were on a double date or something. Oh, we got the reaction. She jerks back to me, completely attentive. Did I say something? Really? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Since we hang out together pretty often, people might start thinking we're together. Something whips into my back. Gah! Olivia grabs a hold of her tail. Crap, sorry. Yeah. I had fun today. Going out like this for the first time in ages, seeing this place again? It's nice. That Buster guy said they renovated it a bit in the last few years. Has anything else changed? I think she was just too excited and then her tail just whipped. Seems like sometimes she can't control it. Olivia looks into the depths of the arcade, looking for anything different. You know what? I think the wallpaper's changed. But other than that... She turns back to me with a nostalgic grin. Nah, it stayed the same. You know what has changed, though? What? The people here. What, like employees? Them too, but I meant the regulars. When we came here, the place was always more... Her tongue probes her cheeks and she considers different words. More hectic? No, more packed. It was so easy getting through here today. I recall her almost running some people over to get across the building. And with the look she had back then, I don't think she'd have noticed if she had. Olivia's gaze lingers back toward the arcade machines. Back then, every machine was crowded. It was a lot louder and there was always this something in the air that had everyone excited. What about when you and that guy were playing Jurassic? Okay, yeah, it was like that. But way more. Like, it felt like every machine had a crowd around it. Everyone just getting crazy, and it was always a pain to wait your turn. With the heaviest of sighs, Olivia turns back towards me. It just feels empty, like everything else nowadays. I mean, empty is good. You were able to get around easily. Near hit and runs notwithstanding. And personally, this place feels crazy to me. Even here in this tiny food court, I can feel the rumbling loudness of all the people here resonate through my body. Her only response was a non-committal hum. Olivia handles her flask carefully, staring down at the sticker I noticed earlier with a wistful look. I remember that Liz mentioned about it being from an old show she watched. Say, I noticed that sticker when I went to refill it. What's it from? Oh, it's from some old anime that I remember watching growing up. It's nothing really special. From some anime, huh? What's it about? Alright, we're gonna learn the lore. You wanna know? Oh, she's an actual weeb. Sure, I never really caught on the whole anime stuff, but I'd like to know what it's about. Yeah, the eyes, they're glowing. Well, if you really do want to know, it's not like any other anime. It's called... Oh, she's a Gundam fan! Nice! Gundam! Woohoo! Alright, I love Olivia even more now. It's not like those other animes. It's the grandfather of mecha, baby. Well, not the grandfather, but definitely the biggest inspiration for modern mecha. For the next 5 minutes, Olivia tries to summarize the premise of Gundam in detail. Okay, so like, there's this colony called Zeon. It's on the far side of the moon, on Lagrange Point 3, I believe is what it's called. And they want independence from the Earth Federation, which... Yeah, Night Helmet makes sense. It's a European Night, not a Japanese Night Helmet. But yes. Anyways, where was I? So yeah, so you see, so Zeon wants independence from the Earth Federation, which is the conglomeration of the Earth and all colonies around Earth that basically all listen to one central government body. So they want independence, and this causes an event known as the 1 Year War. After of course the assassination of Zeon Daikun, I think is how it's pronounced, which was the former leader of the Zeon faction, which was more democratic at the time. Anyways, so after this point, fucking fascism takes over, and a new family takes over, the Zombie family, and they start the 1 Year War, right? And during that time, half the population of the Earth fucking dies. And so they invent these things called Zakus, also known as mobile suits. The first of their kind, I believe. Is she a Zeon fan or a Fetty? Knowing her, I think she probably likes fucking Camille. She probably relates to Camille. I don't know, is that comment a bit insensitive? Anyways. Enough of the bit. But yeah, she probably relates to Camille. Given that I'm clueless as to what it is, as to it, I was fighting with the terminology. The plot sounds completely esoteric. It is. The sticker is of the symbol worn by a faction of space noids fighting for their independence. Oh fuck, she is a Zeon fan. Sounds like just a noble group with a goal like that. Sounds like just a noble group with a goal like that. Watching you talk so passionately about the series. Franchise? Oh, that's a lot. For how long? But that's alternate universe stuff. Oh, and then there's this martial arts one. And she continues the description of the franchise. I start to realize how enamored I've become. Alright, God, fucking, I know I've shown this before to friends, but, get like nerdy rambling. Gosh, she's so adorable when she's rambling. I want to choke on her cock. G Gundam? Yeah, I think that's the martial arts one, right? I don't know, I haven't got that far. I'm still on Double Zeta, so I still have a lot of catching up to do. But yes, I'll pull up the video later if I remember. But yes, we love people rambling nerdily about their passions. Not just about hearing the show, but from seeing Olivia talking about her favorite show with such passion and energy. I find myself engrossed in her voice as she recounts a particular version of the anime, as she's even taken to emulating segments from the show. And in the end, he finally admits it, and it's one of the best romances Gundam's done, and her sudden pause worries me. What's wrong? Nothing. Doesn't sound like nothing. Rather, given the roughness in her tone again, her throat finally ran dry. You need another refill? I'm good. She drinks deeply from the canteen that had started this all off. It's been a while since she'd talked herself dry like this. Like that, whoops. In fact, I can't recall the last time she desperately needed to hydrate like that. I think maybe around the start of the school year? She releases the canteen and lets a breath of relief out. Better? Olivia nods. Yeah, anyway, where did I leave? Actually, I've probably been babbling on too long about it. Oh no, I don't mind at all. Nah, it's fine. Besides, let me talk about my favorite show, so tell me about yours. Mine? Well, I haven't finished anything, just mostly video essays about old shows. I'm told I can call myself a fan of video games without having played them. Wait, I'm told I can call myself a fan of video games without having played them. But does that apply to TV? What does that mean? What's that a reference to? I'm sure this is some sort of like fucking 4chan thing. Can you call yourself a video game without playing them? Or is it like some Gamergate shit? I don't know. Olivia sure has taste. She can tell me exactly what kind of show she likes and why she likes it. I just know bits of trivia. Now that can't be right. I've seen lots of things in passing. Like... You have no personality, you have no riz, and you have no bitches. Well, shoot. I have no swag. I guess I spend more time watching in-depth video essays about shows than actually watching them. Man, that's embarrassing. No, it's not. Okay, maybe a little. But it's never too late to get into it, see what you do or don't like. Next time you're over at my place, we can binge watch a whole anime series. Yo! Couple goals. B posters hate or love a series without having played them. Dragon's Dogma? Exactly. Oh man, I can't wait for Dragon's Dogma 2 to come out and everyone to fucking complain about the lack of co-op. Or some other stupid shit. I like the sound of that. But if it ever gets too intense, you can always watch Power Raptors with Vinny. Power Raptors. Oh, so that's what he was watching. Hey. Relax. Toku shows like that aren't just for kids to like. Yeah, exactly. Power Rangers is a cool show even if you're an adult. It's funny though. I remember my dad letting me watch it as a kid, and Vinny got into it because I showed him. If you don't mind me asking, you mentioned that your dad's in and out of town because of his job. What is it exactly? He's on contract with the DoD. Liking Sentai's is good, actually. I'm not coping. What do you mean? Tokus are so cool. The fuck are you on about? Wow, really? Yep, been working with the Air Force since I was a baby. Oh, so he's an Air Force anime weeb. Normally he isn't called that often, but when he does, it's pretty lengthy. Weeks, even months. That must suck. It isn't all too bad. We still call each other and send messages. The work just keeps him busy. Well, that's good. Keeping in touch with your folks is important. Why do I feel sad now? What about your parents? What's their job? Oh, mine are joint partners and architect. That's why we move around a lot, and the main reason why we're here in Val Caldera to begin with. Ah, now it all makes sense. What does? You know. She points at my shades and jacket. Having on a jacket and shades doesn't automatically make me rich, Olivia. Yeah, I know a certain character called Madao who wears a jacket and sunglasses. Dude, who else wears clothes from Abercrombie and Flint and has extra pairs of Ray A Band's sunglasses on them? People in mansions, that's who. I don't live in a mansion. For your information, it's a 2-story complex with automatic gate and oh... I see what you mean. Now you get it, moneybags. Suddenly, Liz starts waving her hands around excitedly. How did Hasegawa get his glasses in as well? Oh, sure, he was rich. He was rich. What the? Inko, Olivia! Damien comes rushing in, both arms filled with a pile of tickets. Okay, but he loses his watch. He keeps his glasses, because his glasses are, like, all that's left of his identity. Whoa, mama, that's a lot of tickets. The other end is still trailing behind him. Damien got the jackpot at the Mega Millionaire. Or the Megala Millionaire. This is probably like 1,000 tickets. I'm gonna go see what this guy's at the prize corner. Come on. Holy crap. Holy crap, Lois. Alright, yeah, you done eating, Olivia? He takes the basket of chicken strips and pushes back from the table. Yeah. I roll my eyes and follow behind Damien to the price counter. Is there anything I recognize here? There's like a chick or something? Those are eggs up there. He plops his winning stash on the counter in front of the unamused clerk. So what'll this get me? Nothing. You need to drop those in a ticket counter first. Ah, damn, nearly forgot. Rushed off to get them counted, and I look over the options. There's a few old games up on this top shelf that's for several thousand. What's the exchange rate supposed to be? Below me in the glass counter is a bunch of candy and small plastic novelties. There's also a lot of joke items, whoopee cushions, air horns, things like that. In one corner is a series of licensed and generic plush toys hanging. What do you think he'll get? Probably the mini RC car? Oh no, maybe that plasma globe. He's going to get a handful of candy and let us have the rest. You think so? Alright, I'm back. He hands the tickets over. I spot the number 1247 printed on the ticket. Dang, that's enough for one of the plushies on the wall. Let's see... I want... Oh, hey, how about that? He points to a small foosball table on the top shelf. The clerk glances up at it and back. That's gonna be like another few thousand. Ah, damn it! Well, I'm out of ideas. I guess I'll have some of those then. The clerk gets a small bag of chocolates from the display. You guys can have the rest. I don't really need anything here. Nothing's really speaking to me either. I might want something. Olivia scans the corner. There's still enough tickets for a medium prize. She might be going for a paddleball or something. Whoa, look at that! She points to the plushie corner. The blue slug thing? No, next to it. It's a weird dark green thing hanging in the corner. Is that a Nessie? The only one of its kind. I kinda wanna dropkick it. That one? I don't know, something about it really makes me want to, I don't know, tie it to a firework and set it off into a deep fryer. It's kind of like a pee-pee or like some other kind of like fucking cursed plushie. I was just thinking the same thing. You guys are rude. I'm not saying you're wrong though. He looks like the reason we have taxes. I hate its face. He thinks he's better than all of us. I've gotten used to it. It's been around for years. Tell it I hate it. You don't really want it, right, Olivia? Wow, it's just like me. What is that? He's just like me, for real, for real. Her eyes are bright and wide. She's in love. Oh, Oppang Gangnam Style. The clerk hands her the stuffed toy and she looks deep into its beady eyes. Yep, just like me. I'm gonna set that on fire sometime. Now that I feel like having both arms. We have two arms for a reason. We have two for a reason. The argument continues. For several minutes. Guys, it's getting late. I think it's time we head out. Ah, shoot, she's right. Even though the weekend starts tomorrow, I still have a curfew that my folks are strict about. Agreed. Aww. I guess you're right. On the way out, Damien stops and breathes in deeply. You know, this was a lot of fun. Coming all here together for the first time in a while. Thanks for taking us, Liz. Oh, it's no problem. Thanks to you guys, too. Yeah, man, it was fun. We should do this again sometime. Is it just like you remember it? Even better! I know I was a bit meh about the idea at first, but I'll admit, it was worth it. Back in the car, the argument picks up again. No way, that's so cute! I'm just saying, you should try hiding pencils in its ears until they come out of the other side of its head. If anyone hurts him, I'll kill ya. She stares with razor intent back at Damien. Okay, and let's not get into fratricide over a plush animal. Olivia hugs the wretched thing tighter. So Inko, you want me to drop you off at your place? Oh, dang, yes please. Hadn't thought of that. I quickly send Liz the address to my house, which she puts into Google Maps. Buckled in, we head out of the parking lot and onto the main road. Entering the freeway, we pass by the city, now illuminated. The early fall sunset bathes the car's interior in warm orange, and as we make our way home to find myself recalling all the spots Olivia had highlighted. I wanted to ask her again just so I knew for sure, but seeing her rest peacefully gave me pause. Well, I suppose I can ask her another time. Better to let her sleep. Better to let sleeping gators lie. Wait, lay? Let her rest. She had fun, now she's tired, and that's all that matters. I know Olivia mentioned that the place was updated, but I'd be lying to myself if I didn't say it looked a bit too grimy. I just hope I don't get sick. Yep, I got sick. I've been completely out of the whole weekend, sick like a dog. Must have caught it at the arcade. At first, just a slight headache and a stuffy nose. By Sunday, it felt like my bones were made out of paper mache. I couldn't even go to school today. Man, this sucks. I shouldn't have ignored the signs. The rapid weather changes isn't helping at all either, between the pollen and the chills. Worst part is, I'm falling out of practice. I try to on and off every hour to watch a drawing tutorial, but within minutes my consciousness is overtaken by a fog and I retreat back to bed. At this rate, I'll never actually have the skills that people thought I had at the beginning of that contest. Between the sunlight obscuring the clouds and my own bouts of unconsciousness, it feels like I've been sick for weeks instead of just days. I would have asked my parents to come for some help, but they still had work, and the most help they could be was simply calling into school to let them know I was sick. Finish off the cup of medicine I'd made, and go back to my noodles. I like his little chill getup. It's like one of those fucking wearable blankets. Yeah, no, this place definitely is big and expensive. Oops, I think I skipped some text. No, I did not. Okay. The only reason I'm even conscious right now is because I figured some soup would help with the splitting headaches. And I made sure the pantry is stocked full of cup ramen. I shovel even more instant noodles into my mouth as I lay splayed on the couch, trying to watch whatever's on the TV. Hey, now's a good chance to start watching anime. Eventually, I decide to set the salty goodness aside in favor of scrolling through the notifications on my cell phone. Of course, I got a few dozen from Damien. Bless his heart, he's been giving me an hourly play-by-play of the school day. Aww. Got a few messages from Liz too. She's also filling me in on the school day, albeit not nearly as often as Damien. Even Olivia messaged me, and I feel oddly soothed as I read her well wishes. Oh. I suddenly get another notification, and this time from Ben. It's a PDF of my homework, followed soon after by a simple get well soon animated emoji. Aren't I popular? I'll be sure to thank him in person when I'm better. Another wave of fuzziness washes over me, so I pop a few flu meds and chase it down with another gulp of the lukewarm chicken broth. 3 days of being sick as a dog, and it's only occurring to me that I haven't seen any sign of... Huh? I thought I already got my grocery delivery today. Or was that yesterday? Whatever. I pushed myself upright. The couch turned sickbed, uncaring for all the styrofoam noodle cups and plastic wrappers that fall onto my carpet. Bro, you're a slob. What the fuck? Wow, I really let things get out of hand. My head is spinning as I make the arduous 20-foot journey. I check the people and nothing is there. Or maybe it's a small child. Trias Scout cookies sound awesome right now. One hand works to undo the locks while I'm focusing on finding my wallet with the other. Damn poofy sleeves, if they weren't so warm. Sup, you dead yet? Olivia? What? How? What are you doing here? In spite of her cheerful greeting, Olivia shifts side to side in her seat, and her knees totter together. Hey, home alone with the Gator. You know what time it is. Mr. Yadakan wanted me to give you the project worksheet for his classes. She pulls her backpack up from behind her chair and reaches in, drawing out a manila envelope and waving it in my face. My dizziness intensifies as my eyes attempt to track the rapidly moving object in front of them. Oh, the one about Baroque. Thanks? I'm pretty sure Bennett just sent me those as a PDF. She snorts and lets the packet go, my hands fumbling to catch it before it hits the floor. Without batting an eye, Olivia pushes past me, as if wandering into someone's house is an everyday occurrence for her. Come on, the project isn't gonna finish itself. Huh? She's already wheeled herself to my couch and set a backpack on the coffee table. Yeah, I figured you could use some help on it, or... And balks at the mountain of junk I'd left. I think her nose crinkles, hard to tell from so far away. Damn, Inko, you live like this? My head finally catches up to what's transpired. Olivia's here now. Cool. What isn't is the sudden onset of vertigo, as I was standing upright for too long. I only managed to stay up just enough thanks to the support of the wall. What? Just how sick are you? Pretty sick. The disgust that was on her face is wiped away as she looks at me. Huh, I wonder why... Oh, my vision's getting blurry. Why is my floor coming at me? Bonk. Owie. After my impromptu tumble, Olivia had done her best to pull me up and get me on the couch. My robe did make it easy to drag me across the smooth floor of my house. Okay, forget about the project. What project? Attaboy. I can't tell if the dizziness is new or not. I like this track. Olivia's already started picking at the trash mountain, moving what she can in a grocery bag. Watching her with my vision going fuzzy only intensifies the vertigo. I guess I should take more of my medicine. Hey, don't overdose on that. I grab a can of soda from the half-empty case on the table, along with a bottle of cough syrup. Maybe you shouldn't be downing that with soda either. That's kind of not good for you. Psst. I upend the can and bottle into the glass I've been using all weekend, watching the delicious mixture slowly become my panacea. Giving the glass a good swirl to ensure the best final product, I grit and gulp down my alchemical masterpiece. I don't get to finish the drink, however, as an olive green tail slams my misdirection and makes me spit the drink all over myself. The fuck are you doing? No wonder you've been sick as shit. What? I read online that makes the medicine go down easier. Inko, you've been drugging yourself with fucking purple drink? What the fuck? I've been sipping on lean. Shit, you're right. Soda cough syrup? Wait, no. Is it made out of soda and cough syrup? I don't know what lean's made out of. I just know that it's made out of cough syrup. I mean, yeah, it's purple and I drink it. Holy crap, how are you alive? Ugh, the smell of my spat up drink irritates my nose, and I feel my stomach whirl from both the impact and forced purging. Usually Sprites, cough syrup, and Jolly Ranchers. Thank you, Rice. I want to know how you know this, but I think I do. I resist the urge to retch, feeling all my energy drain away. You go on the same side as Olivia, exactly. Wait, but you're a male human, that's not right. Ugh. I feel completely spent again. My vision swims and the world turns counterclockwise. I feel something on my head, and I'm thankful that something soft and warm and soothingly smooth maneuvers it back onto the couch. The blackness of my shut eyelids returned the uprightness of the world, and the numbness I'd grown used to overtakes my limbs. This is kind of drawing parallels again. Remember an instant game when Anon fucking fell down the stairs or some shit? So he's super injured and then Fang came over? I think I'm getting similar vibes here. This might be where we get a confession. Oh my... Inko, you're okay? Oh man, stay there. I'll figure... Olivia's voice is drowned out by growing drone of white noise. Once again, the colors from the outside world bleed and flood into my house. And I'm still without my rent money. Someone's in here still. They're bent over something. Hey you, what's going on? Whoa. What? Funny Gator girl on wheels. Hang on, I'll try to help you out. Whoa. Guys, I think the lean is hitting. I can't wait to draw this later down the line. So big. Big hugs. I Wani Hug. What's going on? Who is this? Where's Lucy? Where's my daughter? If man came from monkeys, then how does Coach Solly exist? Whoa, bro. These are some deep questions. Alright, I don't know which one to choose. Lucy is the name of- fuck, you're right. Where's my daughter? Damn, actually that's so meta, I'm gonna choose that. I'm just gonna save. I wanna see all of these. I don't think any of these are gonna affect the story. Don't say anything, you're completely incoherent. Hehehe. Incoherent. That's my name. Before I can say anything, my being fades into the void. Okay, I wanna load again. Okay, doesn't matter. I love the Gator CG. He became an on. That's actually kind of crazy meta. Oh god, my head. What year is it? I feel like we're about to enter like a. I think after this I'll be done. My head. What year is it? Like after this this scene, I guess I should say. I sit up and glance around the room. Mom and Dad aren't back yet, even though it's 6 o'clock. Some business meeting, huh? Wait, no, what's that smell? Dang, something's cooking. It smells nice. Guess Mom is home. I wonder what the occasion is. Normally it's just reheated whatever. I put the couch pillows back the way my parents like them and head into the kitchen to see what's up. Wow, Mom, what smells good? Shit, sorry! I didn't know you were still- oh man, I passed out on you, didn't I? The assignment. It's fine. You feeling any better? Oh, are they not around very often? Yeah, they're usually busy with work stuff. Both have busy but well-paying jobs. I'm fine, don't worry. If you say so. Olivia looks down at the slow cooker and fiddles with one of the dials. This Gator can cook. Actually, do you really not have anyone around? No aunts, grandparents? No nothing? I shrug. Like, my mom's gone and my dad's a whole nother story, but at least he stuck with me with the pains. And that way, I guess you're worse off than me somehow. The last part she spoke was quieter, and with her downcast face, I can't help but feel I wasn't meant to hear it. Well, yeah, you at least have your folks, but I don't think it does much good comparing our situations. I'll just have to be a better parent for my kids. Olivia flinches. I don't know why, though. Isn't that what everyone wants? You plan to start a family? Yeah, of course. What about you? My dad really wants me to. He knows he's pretty far from ideal. He's told me before that he hopes I can make a family work, like how he couldn't. It'd be nice, but I mean, it's probably not gonna happen. I think it can. Well, after you collapsed, I panicked. I had to call, Aunt Mrs. Payne to ask her what to do. I should call emergency services. She said when this happens to Damien, she just makes him shepherd's pie and waits for him to sleep it off. Ooh, shepherd's pie is really fucking good. Is that what we're having right now? I had to root through your fridge to find you have jack shit in terms of ingredients. And your appliances too. I thought a place as upscale as this would clearly have an air fryer. Yeah, shepherd's pie is very good. Although I'm thinking more about my kind of shepherd's pie, not the British kind. But steak, bladained, patat. But all I could find was this slow cooker. I threw some vegetables that hadn't expired into it with some stock. Should be good for your sinuses at least. I vaguely remember something along those lines. I stepped closer to Olivia, peering into the glass window of the cooker. Both are good. I think both are fine. I just prefer it with like meat, potatoes, and steak rather than carrots or like peas. A step closer to Olivia, peering into the glass window of the cooker. I didn't even know we had half of whatever's in there. Really? Why would your parents buy this kind of stuff just to let it rot away in the fridge? My mom does like to cook, but she doesn't do it very often. I wish she would. The green gator snorts. You know, I'm only spoiling you because you're sick. It's not that, I just miss dinner, you know? Sitting around with the dining room table and talking to each other. We don't really do that anymore, except maybe on holidays. Olivia winces. No kidding, sorry to pry. I can't help but sigh as I think about my lackluster relationship with mom and dad. It's alright. Anyway, I didn't take you for the culinary type, Olivia. The awkwardness is just standing and staring gets to me, so I choose to take a seat at our island table. Man, these chairs are surprisingly comfy. This is actually the first time the table is even used since we'd moved in. Thinking about it, Olivia's given me lots of firsts now. Kinda wish mom would make dinner again, like before she got that promotion. Olivia hums to herself as she moves toward the fridge, pulling out the egg carton and scowling after checking out. How often do you get groceries, Inko? I ordered some earlier. Actual groceries, not that junk. Oh. God, that's such a waste of money. Imagine if you could cook the food you like. Yeah, like cooking ramen. That's really good. It's really fun to do too. Is it bad that you know? Please explain to the class what brand of faucet that is. But I do think I know this kind of faucet as well. I've seen it before. I try to, but my head starts to get a bit lighter. So now I can practically taste the salivating smell coming from the cooker. Is that why you're in home EC? Or home economics? There's another low hum from her as she considers something. I wanted to be ready when I had to have a place of my own. And it's actually relaxing, just keeps my mind and hands busy when I'm alone. Plus it's either this or, you know, bother Aunt Mrs. Payne all the time. The cooker pings, signaling the stew has finished. Moen or P-Fister. It's not any or sister. Gotcha. I don't know the brand, I just know I've seen that kind of faucet before. When Olivia takes the lid off, a cloud of steam erupts with the rich aroma of cooked meat and vegetables. Can you grab us some bowls? Grab us some bowls? I'm guessing they're in the shelves above. I nod and get up, moving around the table to the shelf with all the bowls. I give the top a quick dust check, sticking it back in and taking the two under it. Wow, your bowls have dust? That's not good. Olivia already has the ladle ready, stirring the soup slowly. I'm just gonna grab some more water, my throat's starting to get a bit dry myself. Alright, I'm back. Alright, where are we? Olivia already has the ladle ready, stirring the soup slowly. That hit the spot. I set the bowls next to her, and she ladles in servings for us. Okay, moneybags, back to the couch. You don't want to eat at the table? I can't. Oh. The island table doesn't really have the space for a chair to fit underneath. Plus, I want to enjoy this with some quality entertainment. I figured we could watch something together on that big flat screen you got. That's okay, right? Yeah, sure. Sure. I carry both bowls back to the couch, seeing the entire living room has been cleaned up. Man, I really need to make this up to Olivia somehow. Just watching something doesn't feel like a fair deal at all. Not only cooking, but even cleaning up after. I'll find a way to repay her. She's my new mommy. I set down our dinner on the coffee table. Before Olivia can say a thing, I place both hands on the counter of the couch and push. Didn't think it'd be so hard, but then again, I am still out of sorts. The space created, however, is enough for Olivia to work at the front of her chair and then... Olivia gives me an appreciated nod and then angles her chair in a way to let her use her tail and the couch's armrest to pivot herself onto it. Thanks. I give Olivia a small nod and smile as I grab my spoon off the table. Leaning closer to the bowl, the comforting aroma of the soup wafts up my stuffy nose. First time I'm getting goosebumps that aren't caused by cold flashes. I get a good spoonful of Olivia's homemade remedy, making sure to get some meat and veggies as well. Still piping hot, I blow a bit of air on the spoon to cool it down. Pussy. What? Hey, the last thing I need with this fever is second-degree burns all over my tongue. Whatever you say. Once I feel that it's sufficiently cooled, I slurp with my first spoonful. My dry, tired eyes close in bliss as the flavors wash over my taste buds, firing them all off like fireworks. This isn't fucking Ratatouille. To describe it as just being good would be a severe understatement. The stock is rich and hearty. The meat is well cooked. It could easily fall off the bone it came from. The vegetables gave it a nice aromatic touch. All of it well seasoned and spiced. It's like I'm experiencing that scene from Compy 2. That's what I was saying! I think just like the game. Sensing and seeing the different flavors move and dance around in my mind. For a brief moment, I forgot all about my fever and only felt the warm presence of the soup envelop me like a cozy blanket. Is it good? Like a record scratch? I'm taken out of my experience and brought back to earth by the baryonyx's voice. I look to see Olivia giving me a questioning look, idly crunching and munching her soup. I also realize that I'm sunk into the couch, my arms to the side like a rag doll's. Felt like my body was weighed down from both my sickness and the soup. Guess I got lost in the broth. Wow, Olivia, this soup is amazing. Olivia rolls her eyes at my enthusiastic compliment, but lets out a tiny smile. Ah, that's nothing. I just threw shit together in a pot and called it food. Anyone could do that. Olivia looks away, once again cutting herself short. With weak strength, I lift myself up from the couch's gravitational pull to better look at the shying Scaly. I'm serious, this is the most delicious soup I've ever had. Olivia moves her head back close to me, but still avoids my gaze, her smile a little weaker. Yeah, life hack stews, throw things in a pot and it's good. But you have to have a balance. It can't just be like, well, no, I guess you could just put in vegetables. Just putting in meats makes it pretty bland, though. I think you have to mix meat with a bit of vegetables. Alright, I get it. Don't have to make it sound better than it is. It's just helping out your flu. I'm not saying it because of the flu. Honestly, you have a real talent for cooking. Olivia turns toward me, her smile still small, but filled with honest joy. You really think so? I nod, even as the soothing warmth of Olivia's soup settles in, and manage to return her meek smile with my own tired one. I know so. Her eyes dart around for anything else to focus on, desperately trying to redirect her fluster. She shakes the flush off her face and checks around for her bag. Well, I'll get going. Going? Thought you were wanting to get caught up on your shows. Well... Remote's right there. It's the least I could do after your help today. What were you wanting to watch? Alright, let's watch Gundam together. Couple goals. She eyes the remote at the oversized screen on her wall. A few things, nothing in particular. I remember you asking last month for some recommendations, so I've been thinking of a few you might like, but if you're sick, and all I don't want to. Yeah, I'd like to see what you have. My parents probably won't be back to hog it for another few hours. If they come back tonight at all. So it's a pretty good time. You really sure? Yeah, sure, I'm sure. Show me all about the deep cultural meanings of animated dinosaur folk cartoons. Oh, is anime in this world made by dinosaurs? Oh my god, you're lucky you're sick right now. Yep. Troll face, problem. Olivia takes the remote and flicks the TV on. After getting over the initial shock of the screen being taller than she is, she navigates to a streaming site and picks some colorful series I'd only seen in passing. This one has a rough pilot, but it gets better a few episodes in, and the animation is top-notch. She flips the first episode and this establishing fight scene unravels while Olivia moves back by the couch with me. Then, to my surprise, she hefts herself out of her chair and into the cushion next to me. I move my arm out of the way to make room. Oh, sorry, should have asked. Of course you're welcome to sit. I know, but thanks. We focus back on the show. Well, I do. Olivia's glancing my way after every joke and expensive shot to analyze my reaction. Oh, I've been there before. I've done that side eye when someone's like watching a show I really like. I'm like, so, what do you think? What do you think, huh? They're not torrenting? His phones are fucking loaded. I'm sure you can afford it. And when it's not for that, it's a forewarning that something a bit cheesy was about to happen. Eventually, the first episode closes. The heroes are ready to begin their journey for real in the following one. The credits scroll and Olivia swishes her hair aside with her fingertips. So, yeah, it's pretty good, I guess. I don't know, what do you think? Oh, come on, like you said, you've done the, it's the first episode, it gets better later, and now you're gonna hit me with that? I liked it, yeah. Really? Well, they got the whole season. Do you want to see more? Oh, wow. That's the face of someone who's very passionate. Wait, didn't you say you wanted to catch up on your shows? This is the pilot episode. She fumbles the remote in her hands and has to catch it midair. Well, yeah. Just figured you should know what's all going on so you're not lost, you know? But if you want to keep watching this, that's fun too. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm completely fine to just completely rewatch the entirety of Gintama again from scratch every couple years or so. She quickly pushes the button to start the next episode without my response. No, I won't do it, Rice. Don't test me. I'll find some other victims and I'll make them watch the entirety of Gintama again. Cute is all that runs through my mind at her attempts to cover up for her small mistake. She's probably just refreshing her memory and... I wonder why I thought cute fit. Well, it does. Hell, endearing every time she glances over as if I wouldn't enjoy the show. Sure, Mom and Dad aren't in any rush back. Characters on screen freeze. Oh shoot, did the Wi-Fi go out again? I try to stand up, but a brutally heavy limb anchors my lap back down. Olivia's tail feels like a boulder across my legs, keeping me from standing. Olivia? I just paused it, Inko. Oh. There's a complicated expression on her face. Is it normal? What normal? She chews her lips slowly in consideration. Your parents, like, are they not really going to come me back? I shrug. They're always busy with work. I feel a shifting next to me. Olivia's inched herself closer. Like, when I think about it, I barely see them at all. More shifting. I wonder sometimes. The tail shifts to my abdomen now. Does anyone even care? All the movement has stopped, as if reality itself has paused. Man, I must be more tired than I thought. I feel my head sway as my muscles ease into putty. I'm sure they do. I look at Olivia, who is shoulder to shoulder with me now. I mean, Da's kind of the same. Olivia chews her lips as she considers her words. He's always busy too. The whole reason I live with my godparents is because Da has to travel for work. So he doesn't. I stop myself as I see the faint wetness in Olivia's eyes. Sorry. Her eyes close and a somber sigh escapes her lips. No, it's fine. I get it, Inko. There's a silence hanging over us now. I copy after the sweet girl next to me, letting my eyes slide close and a sad breath loose. After some time, she breaks the silence with soft and tender words. Of course your parents care. Just like Da, why else would they work so much? But what about me? I went to just how pathetic that sounded. It's for you, you doof. How else could you afford all these nice things? Her words grow quieter as time goes on, and my body sinks into numbness again. Da cares enough to work for my sake. Enough to talk my godparents into letting me live with them. They didn't have to, yet I'm burdening them. My mind connects the dots. Mr. Halford talked Randy and Sophie into it? Which is why I have to be able to live on my own as soon as I can. Because if they don't want me there anymore, that's it for me. I recall just how happy they were to have Olivia rejoin the party. They wouldn't though. They love you like Damien and Vinny. She shakes the morose thoughts from her head and then looks at me with serious moonshade eyes. Anyway, you should do the same for your parents and yourself. Yo! My world goes horizontal, and I find my head atop the comfiest pillow I'd ever felt. We're getting a lap pillow now? I nod, and the nod becomes a nuzzle into said pillow. Above me, Olivia yelps. I try to turn to see what's wrong, but something falls atop my head that keeps it in place. Nothing. The soothingly cool something rubs across my head, drawing me further and further into restful peace. Along with the gentle caresses, a deep vibrato emanates from somewhere, resonating in my tired mind. Okay. With the lulling touch and tone, my eyelids grow heavy. By the time I wake up, Olivia's gone. I check my phone for the time, only to realize it's 4 in the morning. I can't help but groan as I sit up on the couch, but instead of feeling horrible like I had the past few days, I felt surprisingly well. There's no doubt that I have Olivia to thank. Well, I might even be able to go to school today. Wonder if any of that soup is left. She probably left it in the fridge, right? I shuffle over to the appliance and open the door, allowing my eyes to adjust to the light. Takes me a second to spot a Tupperware container filled with a delicious meal. Nice. I'll have to ask her for the recipe sometime. Alright, and with that, yep, there we go. That's the end of that scene. So, we'll call it here for today. I want to keep this here because I just like the image. But yes. This game is amazing. I'm really liking this game. I don't know if I can go another week without playing this. But yes. Let's go back to the menu. Main menu. I wonder if I unlocked anything. In the drawings? No drawings. Right. I think you said I had to beat the game first. But yeah. No, this game's really fucking good. Well, it's not really a game, it's a visual novel, but... Yeah, no, I'm enjoying this thoroughly. It's also, yeah, the sieges after their first ending, right. But yeah. Nah. I don't know what to say, really. I mean, this game is fucking... It's really cute. It's making me think about things that I've always thought about, but like in the back of my head, you know, like things I've like formulated for myself or thought to myself but never really said out loud. I don't know, it's really good. It's making me like talk about things that I like to talk about. So yeah. Same time next week, there'll be more Wani Wednesday. I know this is popping off on YouTube a bit, at least it's popping off by my standards, so if you watch this video, you should probably go check me live, because you could join Rice in the conversation. So yeah, I don't know. See you next week. Alright, thanks for coming. God, this song is so fucking good. Alright, bye.